from Brazil versus from Japan, Yoshihiro Nakao. The second match. From the United States of America, from Brazil, the third match. Galesic. From Croatia, Sergei Kharitonov. Takimoto. From Japan, Takimoto. The fourth match. Yvel. From the Netherlands, Yvel.
Akira.
From Japan, Akira Shoji. The fifth match.
Frye.
From the United States of America,
Thompson.
from England, James Thompson. The sixth match.
Brian Lo-A-Njoe.
From the Netherlands, Brian Lo-A-Njoe.
Aoki. Shinya.
Shinya Aoki. The seventh match.
Sokoudjou.
From Cameroon, Sokoudjou.
Ricardo Arona.
The eighth match.
UFC Monster. Monson.
From the United States of America, Monson.
Fujita. Kazuyuki.
Kamikaze, a divine wind guiding us to the next decade. The rematch live on
Welcome live inside Saitama Super Arena. For the first time ever, Pride is live to the United States from Japan. We're really excited with Frank Trigg. I'm Sean Wheelock. Emotions, Frank, running very high, not just in the ring, but outside of the ring. This is the final time that Pride is under the management, the ownership of DSE.
Well, you know, for most of you guys who are new to the MMA game, don't understand the history of Pride. You have to understand, for me, it's been a long road. Not only as a fan, as a fighter, and now as a broadcaster, I've watched Pride since the very beginning when Rickson Gracie and Takada fight back in Pride 1. I've seen the Grand Prix in 2000. I've seen all the Grand Prix up to then. I've been able now, as of late, get to talk to all the fighters, get to talk about all the fighters. And for me, it's very difficult. Of course, the two best times ever in Pride history for me, the two times I fought, Pride 8 and Pride 33. So for me, it's a very difficult night, especially because I am very close to Mr. Sakuraba, the president, right now, and he's stepping down as Pride is going into a new era, so to speak, in the MMA community and the MMA world. But it's going to be very, very difficult for us this evening to get things together. And what we did is we put together actually a pretty decent card, I have to admit. I'm pretty proud of the card that's tonight, and I'm really interested in getting ready to see most of these fights. We'll get into that in a little bit later, but you know, for me, it's really been getting the chance of seeing, you know, Francisco Bueno and Igor Vovchanchyn fight back in Pride 8, getting the chance to see Henderson and Vanderlei Silva fight twice, to two great epic battles, getting to see Cro Cop fight, getting to see Nogueira fight. I mean, I've got to see some of the best fighters ever in the history of the MMA game, including Don Frye and some of the others that no one, I've been able to see them watch not only ringside, but on tape and at home. It's been incredible. For me, it's a real emotional night, both happy and sad at the same time.
Pride 34 Kamikaze, 12 world-class fighters, all different fighting styles, 6 bouts that we're really looking forward to. Possibly we'll see some upsets here tonight. I think there are going to be some surprises live from Tokyo.
There will be a couple surprises, and I want to remind my kids, it's a little bit late, go to bed. Frankie, Karen, go to sleep. But, you know, in our first part of the night, you know, it's going to be very interesting to see how things are going to happen between the judo practitioner and between the Croatian, they call Little Cro Cop now, who's a Taekwondo practitioner. It's going to be very, because traditionally, the grappling guy always beats the striker, always. But not necessarily with this, because this guy, of course, as I said, spent some time with Cro Cop, but has gone to Bristol, has spent a lot of time in London, and is learning how to do the ground game as well. When he first started, he was spending so much time knocking guys out, kicking them in the head and punching them in the head. He didn't need to learn submissions. He got caught a couple times. Now he's realizing he's got to learn the backup game. He's doing a lot better job,
That's Makoto Takimoto versus Zel Galesic. Galesic, again, as you were just referring to, told us that when he had his first pro MMA fight, Frank, he had no idea how to submit anyone. He did not have a single submission. Two-time world Taekwondo champion. You know he can punch, you know he can kick, but this really is learning on the fly for him.
It really is, and one of the things is that one of the things that Pride does is not necessarily, okay, the number 1 guy versus the number 2 guy for the best fight. They take the best fights. It might be a number 1 versus a number 10. It might be 2 unranked guys for the best fights, and traditionally they like to say, okay, a guy's traditionally a grappler versus a guy that's traditionally a striker. Let's put them together and see what happens. And I really like Gaelic's chances. I really like the way that he throws. I really like his speed, his athletic ability. But Takimoto, with his incredible ground game, of course, being a judo Olympian, definitely knows how to get a guy to the ground and hold him there, and definitely knows how to do the submission game. It's going to be a very interesting fight to start off the evening.
Akira Shoji made history 10 years ago, 1997, was on Pride number 1. Tonight, Pride 34 versus Gilbert Yvel. Took this fight to Shoji on 1 day notice.
Shoji is truly a competitor. He really is what Pride's all about. He's a guy that trains all the time, not when he has a fight. When he trains all the time, he's getting prepared, as if tomorrow he might have a fight. And in this case, the next day, he did have one. Now, he's a guy that truly believes that with his dedication and his heart, his spirit, he's got great conditioning, that he will be able to prevail over anybody that's put in front of him. Now, you know, I'm a friend with Gilbert Yvel. I believe that he's going to pull it off. Just because I always pick my friends over anybody else. It's going to be a very, very close decision, but I think Gilbert's going to be able to pull it out because his striking is a little bit better coming from a Dutch style of kickboxing. I think he'll be able to pull it off this evening.
Frank, a fight I'm really looking forward to, new school from the UK, James Thompson versus old school and MMA legend Don Frye.
Now, you have to understand, when it comes to James Thompson, he really is one of the best guys out there that's a newbie. He spent only 3 months before he got in the MMA game learning how to wrestle. Before that, he had no mixed martial arts, no martial art experience at all. What he was trying to do is trying to learn to be a better guy. He was a repo guy. We've all heard his story before. He was a repo guy, a debt collector kind of guy living in England. He really wanted to learn how to direct himself a little bit better. And to do that, he had to start learning mixed martial arts. He loved it, started wanting to get into the fight game. It was coming after it. Now, when it comes to a guy like Don Frye, who, in my opinion, has the best mustache in the MMA game today, he truly brings back Magnum PI with his mustache. He's also got one of the deepest voices, but he's also one of the best wrestlers of the old school style today that's in the game. I really think that Don Frye, if he chooses to, use his wrestling ability to get in front and take a guy down. Now, we've seen some epic battles with Don. He will literally grab a hold of the back of your head and just swing for the fences. And what he does is that he knows he's got a great chin. He knows that he's going to be able to knock a guy out, but he's also positive that his conditioning is going to be able to keep him in the game. He's going to go ahead and make sure, as he's throwing and he's collapsing on your head, that at some point you're going to fall down and go to sleep a lot faster than him. Now, traditionally in the past, you see here, Don doesn't use his great wrestling ability like he should. I think tonight, against a guy like James Thompson, he's going to have to use his wrestling ability, get to the ground and pound position, get on top of a guy, and be able to bang him out and put him out for the count. Don Frye really is one of those guys, when he's in the game and he's smart, he can beat anybody they put in front of him.
Frank, then we'll see a completely different fighter starting to making Shinya Aoki, someone we saw doing the go-go plot against Joachim Hansen. He has got a lot of finishes from the ground. Not a great striker, not a great kicker, but he is deadly, and he is so flexible, so limber.
You know, when it comes to Aoki, you can't, he's got a go-go plotter, he's got an Uma plotter, he's got a make-up a name plotter. He can pretty much have his way with anybody that comes in front of him, because He really is a mentally tough guy. He really likes to stand in front of somebody, swing for the fences, really try to put a guy out, but his best game, of course, is his submission game. Likes to get a guy to the ground, likes to put it on him, and you know, when you're putting a guy like a submission guy of Shinya versus Brian, who's a striker, it's going to be a very short night for a guy like that, because Shinya's got quick, fast, strong hands. He's willing to use them to set a striker off in Brian, where all of a sudden he's not going to be able to do anything, be able to compete with him, then all of a sudden he's going to get taken out of the ground and submitted very quickly.
Lo-A-Njoe has to keep this on his feet, doesn't he? That's the only chance.
And we're also talking about a height difference as well. Lo-A-Njoe is very short compared to Aoki's height. So not only is he dealing with, I have to keep this on my feet, he's dealing with a guy that's very flexible on the ground, that when he gets to that position, if he doesn't stay tight, you know, Aoki's going to get him caught in something very, very quickly. Lo-A-Njoe really needs to keep it on his feet, like you said, but not only needs to keep it on his feet, he's got to keep inside while he's on his feet, so you can get a lot of dirty boxing in because of the height difference.
Ricardo Arona is, of course, a superstar in MMA. Sokoudjou, right now, he's the fighter that everyone is buzzing about.
You know, Sokoudjou trains with my friend Dan Henderson and Ryan Parsons down at Team Quest in California. You know, Sokoudjou's got a very interesting story. Comes out of Cameroon, came over here for a judo tournament, won the U.S. Open in judo very, very quickly, and he was great at it. He comes in, he wins the judo tournament. His first year, the second year he takes third. He's 16 years old. Comes and wins the U.S. Open in judo and decides, you know what, I like America so much, I want to stay. Enrolls in school, works 4 jobs to pay for himself because he has to support himself. Not only doing training for judo, going to school, and working 4 jobs, he gets it all together. All of a sudden he trains with Dan Henderson for a couple of fights. He falls in love with the MMA game and wants to continue with it. Ricardo Arona, as we all know, is one of the best guys. Maybe one and number 2 right now in Pride Fighting at 205. This is a big step for Shujiko. I really think that Terry can pull the upset here tonight. If there's going to be an upset, and I'm talking a major upset, it's going to be Terry tonight. I think he's got the great hand speed, he's got the aggressive behavior, he's got the skills to put him out. Now Arona, we all know, great takedown game. Not so good on his feet with his hands, but loves the submission, he can get to it. Terry, I think, though, is just too athletic, and the difference is that Ricardo Arona is used to dealing with guys that aren't as athletic as he is. So when he deals with a guy like Sokoudjou, he's not going to be ready for it. He's not going to be able to go, okay, here comes a guy that I'm able to outbeat with athletic ability. He's going to have a guy that's just athletic, if not stronger, and a little bit more athletic than him. I think this is going to be a very interesting match, a lot closer than people are going to give it credit for.
Frank, Sokoudjou lives now in the United States. He's based in Southern California, but he comes from Cameroon. Outside of boxers in Nigeria, we just don't think of fighters of any discipline coming out of Africa.
You know, really, and they're really trying to play up his African roots, really trying to play up the zoo here, and they did some stuff. They took a photo shoot with him with some giraffes, and you know, out in the zoo earlier today in Tokyo. But really, Terry's one of those. He's 20 years old. He's a young kid, but he's so hungry just to get better at everything that he does. He truly learns about what he's doing. You know, he's really good at what's happening with him. So he's a guy that really needs to push himself forward.
And then our main event of the evening, Pride versus UFC. Get used to hearing that. Representing UFC, and what an honor for Jeff Monson.
You know, of course, it's not the first time. You know, we had Chuck Liddell came over here and fought in the Grand Prix before. Didn't fare very well, but Jeff Monson, I think, is going to fare a little bit better. Jeff Monson is a very, very strong guy. He and I are the same height, both 5 feet something. And I'm telling you, Jeff is one of the strongest guys I've ever seen. He's incredibly flexible. The one thing he lacks is the hand game. If he can hit you with a stiff left, he can knock you down, and he likes to lean on you, put a lot of weight on you, but his main game is going to be his submission game. He's got one of the best ground and pound submission games out there right now for a heavyweight. Not as good as Emelianenko's, but pretty close. Jeff Monson is a guy that can definitely put you to sleep if you give him the chance. He's a guy that definitely knows every single submission position out there. He's a multi-time Abu Dhabi champion. He's definitely a guy that really knows and loves the submission game and uses it to his advantage every time that he competes.
Kazuyuki Fujita, we talked about the honor for Monson representing UFC. What an honor, and he talked about that in the press conference yesterday. He really feels proud to be representing Pride.
Now, Monson said he wants to knock Fujita out. When he was competing against him, he said, I'm going to put him out. Jeff doesn't have that kind of hand skill. I think what's going to happen is that Fujita is an incredible wrestler. He's got some great single leg takedowns. He's very, very hungry when it comes after single legs. He knows what he needs to do to get inside of the guy, get a guy to the ground, and ground upon him. I just think that Jeff Monson's going to be a little bit too strong for him. Fujita's one of those guys that has fought the best in the game today. The best. He's fought Emelianenko. He's fought some of the other guys. I mean, he is a guy that is not scared of any competition. He has an incredible right hand that stunned and almost knocked out the champion. He's a guy that if Fedor wasn't in great shape and knew how to recover, would have put him down. Fujita, when he gets a hold of the takedown game, gets a hold of your leg, he's not letting go. He's very, very strong, incredibly athletic for his size, Plus, he's very short. Traditionally, that's an advantage for him. But here tonight, Vegeta and Jeff are the same height, so it's going to be very difficult for him to be able to use that kind of grip to be able to put him down. So what you have to understand is that here tonight, we're seeing a battle of two guys that are really going to be battling each other's out. Same style, same ability. Who's going to be able to pull it off? I think it's Monson. He's a little bit better ground and pound, a little bit better hand game, but he doesn't use it for the knockout. He uses it to get inside and put a guy on the ground. But Vegeta is so strong, he's so quick, he's so powerful. This is a great main event to have UFC versus Pride.
You know, Fujita is a very interesting fighter. He really has a bigger ritual than most fighters, including yourself. We have fight meetings. He was the only fighter on this card that elected to skip the fight meetings, not just for English, but also for Japanese television.
Vegeta's one of those guys who's been around for so long, he doesn't feel he has anything more to tell anybody, anything more to say to anyone. He tends not to show up for a lot of the pre-post fight press conference stuff, just because he doesn't think that he should. Now, Vegeta is a very respectful, very humble man, and he really is one of the main names that people remember when they're talking about Pride Fighting Championships.
It's Pride 34 with Frank Trigg. I'm Sean Wheelock. We're live for the first time ever from Japan inside Saitama Super Arena. This is going to be a thrilling card. Again, 12 world-class fighters, 6 fights. And remember, coming up on pay-per-view April 28th, it's Pride Decade. Yes, it all started in 1997. Really some of the greatest moments in the history of MMA coming out of Pride. You can see that only on pay-per-view.
Now, you guys have to understand that Pride's been around for 10 years. And when you look at this Pride count, when you see the last 10 years, the dedication of Pride, what has happened is that you're going to see the actual advancement. What happened in North America, most of you aren't familiar with MMA, what it was is you would have a Brazilian versus a Russian. But the Russian lived in Chicago, the Brazilian lived in LA. You would have a Japanese guy that lived in Southern California versus, I don't know, a Korean that lived in Maine. It was always an American versus an American by location of living. Now with Pride, what they said is, no, we're taking the best Croatian, Mirko Cro Cop, who lives in Croatia, we're going to put him against the best, I don't know, Russian, and Fedor Emelianenko, and put them together, and all of a sudden you have these two guys being pushed together to prove who's the better guy. Pride is the guys that put things together that says, look, the best guys from Brazil, from Germany, from Russia, from France, from Korea, from Japan, versus the best guys from the other countries. Let's see what happens, how things can work.
It's something that's been wonderful about Pride, and it certainly will continue in the next decade for Pride and beyond. You see world champions like that we're going to see with Galesic coming out of Taekwondo, Olympic medalists. This is a sport, this is a promotion, Pride, that attracts the best fighters from numerous disciplines from around the world.
And really, you know, like myself, I came from a wrestling background. All I knew was how to wrestle, and that's what I did. And then you turn around, you have a lot more people that step in, and they're like, okay, let's go ahead and see what this wrestler's gonna be able to do against the Taekwondo guy, and they put us together. Now, because of the advancement of the sport, because of the way things are going, you have to push things together and make things work a lot better. To make that thing happen, what you have to do is you have to understand that everybody advanced faster and faster. All of a sudden, wrestlers had to learn how to box. We had to learn how to submit. Then all of a sudden, the Taekwondo guys had to learn how to move forward, step forward, using more submission game, using more takedown defense. You can see it over the past 10 years how the game has progressed and has stepped up.
Let's talk about you as a fighter. Coming out of a wrestling background, you were an outstanding collegiate wrestler. You were a top-ranked judo player in the United States. What was the surprise for you as a fighter in professional MMA?
Well, when I first stepped into MMA, I completely thought I'd be able to push forward and just use aggressiveness, hard strength, and behavior, pulling things down, and that would win my fights. And all of a sudden, I started getting submitted a little bit, started getting hit a little bit, and it was really difficult for me to learn, okay, I've got to learn boxing for the sweet science. One of the major things that surprised me is the fact that these guys just were hitting a lot harder, a lot faster than me, and I couldn't ever get inside to take them down. So when I pulled things off and I finally learned how to make things happen, it was the fact from the close grip boxing and learning how to do submission, the jiu-jitsu game specifically and totally for itself. It was a very difficult game for me. I've been a pro for coming up on 11 years now, and I'm still not very good at it. There's so many holes in the game that you still have to learn. It's very hard.
This is the Pride decade. Again, Pride 34, the last Pride under DSC. There have been so many great memories, not just as a fighter, but as a fight fan. What do you look back on as something really special in the 10 years of Pride?
Really, for me, it was because I'm very close friends with Mark Coleman and Mark Kerr. I knew those guys growing up as wrestlers. It was the time that Mark Coleman won the Grand Prix in 2000, when he actually won the whole event. One of the best things that he did was be able to pull off and be able to upset a lot of guys. Now, at the time, Mark Kerr was the champ. He was the guy that everyone was picking to win the whole thing. He gets beat a little bit he gets beat by Fujita in the quarters, and all of a sudden now Coleman has got to compete against Fujita in the second round.
Let's pick up that fight from the 2000 Grand Prix. Mark Coleman will be the victor. We'll start this in round number 2.
You got the yeet. Here we go, round 2. Well, I'm kind of surprised that Coleman didn't punch it, Igor, on the stand-up part. And his punches were showing good. But maybe he doesn't want to risk that because Igor will throw a punch. But look at his hands are down.
Igor likes to slip from side to side and throw that overhand right or left.
Yeah, typically with the right, yes.
And he does tend to dip to the left and throw that overhand right, the same way he did with Mark Kerr.
Okay, Mark's gonna come in for a shoot again.
Yeah, Mark's right eye is kind of swollen up.
Probably from himself.
Yeah, probably from rubbing his head against Igor's head.
He's learning to cut. See how he's cutting the ring off?
He's cutting the ring off. It's perfect. It's working good.
There's the shoot. And he's got the single and he got the slam. Down they go, same position. Here we are. Igor on the bottom with the guard, Coleman on top, getting ready to grind away with that right hand to the ribs. I think you're right about going to the left side with the left hook to the liver, because if you could do that, and just switch position. Yeah.
And he did it a few times. You see it? You can see the marks on his side.
Nice poke. Nice poke.
Good. Now he's doing it. Very good. And again and again.
Igor slaps back right on the ear, but that was one strike to.
Yes, I'd go for the head more. I would go for the just to try to create a swollen eye. That's not gonna work. That's energy. Don't do that, Mark. That's energy.
Doesn't seem to be a lot of coaching from Pat Milicic. He's probably just going to let Mark do his thing.
Listen to Pat. He's soft-spoken. You know, he's not going to sit there and scream, which isn't necessary.
Especially in Japan, nobody talks. Nobody says.
Yeah, so you can hear him anyway because they're a very quiet crowd.
Yeah, you can hear a pin drop sometimes in one of these matches where they get on the ground.
Pummel inside on him.
Like right now.
Inside on him.
Somebody just called there like 60 rows back and you can hear him.
Yeah, but I think the crowd is here for the finish.
Yeah, I think so.
They're not going anywhere. They want to know.
It's 11 o'clock here, 11:15, and they still here. Like I said, they want to see the end of this fight. It could be an hour, it could be 15 minutes, it could be 2 hours. It's who wants the most.
It can be 10 hours.
I won't be here that night. I'm sorry.
Okay, there he goes. He's passing the guard into the side mount again, but in the corner.
Post between you and him with your left.
Anytime soon,
Post
referee
between you and him with your
Shimada
left.
will be resetting them toward the center of the ring. Because they're going to get all tied up and connected on the ropes. Igor's got his leg up on the ropes now. Now, this is a bad position because Mark can throw that knee. This is a bad position for Igor Vovchanchyn.
This is like Kerr and Vovchanchyn.
Yeah, but it's the opposite because
Vovchanchyn was on the bottom right, on the top last time.
Bring him straight down. Straight down.
Igor's facing down, and that's illegal.
Now into the top of his head. There you go.
Good knees.
But if he blocks him, it's going to still hurt his arm.
He's tapping! Oh, he got him! This is great!
He made Igor. Mark Coleman has won the Pride fight.
He's running away! He's running to the fence!
2000.
Frank, an incredible win for Mark Coleman, and I really think that was the turning point for respect for Pride in the MMA world.
You know, and for me, it was great to watch a great wrestler like Mark Coleman from Ohio State, a kid that I watched, a man that I watched growing up in the wrestling world, win a huge round like that. It was only second round, but he ends up winning the whole tournament. And fortunately tonight, we get to have Mark Coleman later on tonight when we go to the intermission in the middle. And also going to have Kevin Randleman as well, another great competitor, a great wrestler from Ohio State. And it was great to watch, Mark Coleman compete. And for me, I got to watch the ability because I competed in Pride 8, and I competed in Pride 33, so I watched the development as a competitor, how things got tougher, the competitors got tougher, the whole game got tougher, the show got better. You know, it's been an amazing ride for me, and I'm so thankful just to be part of this whole ordeal.
We're moments away from the start of Pride 34 Kamikaze. We're thrilled that you're with us. First time ever, Pride is live from Japan. We're at Saitama Super Arena. 6 fights coming up. Pick me the fight of the night.
Honestly, for me, I really think it's going to be a Arona and Shoji crew. I think it's going to be the fight of the night, no matter who wins, no matter how it pans out. I think really both guys bring the game, they bring it hard, they bring it well. Both guys are going to swing, but both guys will try to submit as well. And it's going to be a very entertaining fight.
And I'm looking for something very, very interesting from Thompson versus Frye. That's not going the full 3 rounds.
No, I don't see that guy. I really got to tell you what, I think those guys are going to bang out very, very quickly.
We are ready. The first of our 6 fights coming up. This is Pride 34 Kamikaze, live from Japan.
青コーナー190センチ102.8キロエジソン・ドラゴン赤コーナー180センチ101.5キロ中尾キス吉平レフェリー木村サミオ
Center. Okay? No head batting, no low blowing, no head batting, up on the leg. Okay? No gloves at all. Out this right, out this right. Second. Okay. Corner. Dutch. Ready? Fight!
Excelente, ele fez a força do caralho.
Manda mídia.
Muito bom, é isso mesmo, vai lá, bom mesmo.
Ok.
É o 5, é o 5 que ele quer. Vai aí.
Vai!
Ele quer o 5, Drago. Finta, Drago. Movimenta no ringue, campeão, deixa o minuto passar. Movimenta aí. Vai de novo. Isso, marca o tempo pra entrada dele. Sai daí, sai da corda, sai da corda. Sai da corda. Sai da corda. Vai pra meia de novo. Isso, vai a meia, isso. Boa. Isso, vai pro lado do outro. Isso. Levanta. Do lado pro outro. Deixa eu tirar a guarda agora não. Deixa eu sair da guarda não. Isso. Levanta, vira de quatro, levanta. Vira de quatro, isso, vai. Vai você no single leg nele. Isso, vai. Isso, levanta, tira a mão. Isso, tira a cabeça. Isso, cruza agora. Vai, direto. Agora chegou a hora, campeão. Já direto. Calma. Calma agora. Agora você tem que jogar pro gol. Fica ele lá. Você. Sprong, levanta. Isso. É agora. Você com ele. tu já marcou já a entrada dele, velho. Vai indo.
Chega up, Pedrão!
Solta a porra da mão.
Chega up! Agora up!
Isso, vai! Vai, porra! Vai na sequência.
Você vai boxear com ele, acabou ele já, faça sua mão. Prepara o canto da mão.
Isso.
Direto e cruzado duro. Fite ele que você engana ele, cara. Fite ele com o tronco.
Você é inteligente, cara.
Fite ele com o tronco, Bravo.
Isso!
Mão em cima. Tá perfeito você, campeão. Essa calma, agora esperto.
Action!
Vai! Meia guarda de novo. Meia! Esgrima! Mão esquerda privada do braço esquerdo. Perna, isso.
Golpema, golpema.
Vai! Balança! Calma, você vai ter força. Balança para as costas. Vai para as costas. Para as costas. Isso. Olha o americano aí, cuidado aí, americano. Americano aí, Drago. Vamos. Olha o americano aí, Drago, tem que esquivar ele. Vamos isso, vamos por dentro. Vai. Gira pra mim aqui. Joga pra cá. Isso. Vai pra cima. Fica na frente, isso. Joelhada. Isso.
Vai, quem tá cansado agora. Bota essa mão, campeão.
Solta o
Chega.
boxe. Tem 5 minutos, Drago, tá na metade. Pode soltar o boxe, Drago. Solta o boxe. Isso.
Vai achando, Drago. A direita pega a bola e cruzar duro.
Isso.
Vai, Drago.
Isso.
Sentiu a mão, Drago.
Crow.
Sentiu a mão, campeão.
Solta a gravata. Abraça a perna por fora, Drago. Abraça a perna com a mão direita por fora. A mão direita por fora da perna. Vai pra tua meia. Isso.
Pause.
É isso aí, vai. Vai essa gangorra. Boa, vai, calma. Olha a americana aí. Olha a americana de novo aí.
Volta o isso!
Sai do braço. Pode. Gira pro lado esquerdo. Gira pro lado esquerdo. Gira pra lá.
Volta o isso!
Vem aqui, ó. Pra lá. Gira pra esquerda. Pra esquerda, isso. Pra tua esquerda.
Pra esquerda, Drago.
Gira pra esquerda. Solta, deixa passar.
Gira, Drago.
Aí tu gira.
Action!
Isso. Vai pra meia, balança agora, velho. Vai pra meia, velho. Vamos lá. Vai, Drago. Isso. 皆さん、こんにちは。これより第2試合を行います。青コーナー180センチ、185キロ。バトルビーン。赤コーナー200センチ、185キロ。ズーロー。レフェリー星野森田。
Okay, both coming center.
Okay, 3 rounds. Don't attacking headbutting, don't attacking back, don't attacking low blowing. Don't too much holding and don't grabbing low. Both clean fight, aggression fight, okay? Shake on. Okay, corner.
Judge, judge, judge. Ready? Fight! Back to finish.
Calma, Zulu, calma. Repõe. Vamos lá, joelho por dentro. Vamos lá, joelho esquerdo. Joelho esquerdo. Vai saindo, vai saindo. Joelho esquerdo, calma. Bola a mão. Calma, respira. Vamos lá. Isso aí, calma, repõe. Joelho, repõe. Vamos repor, Zulu. Fica calmo. Vamos lá. Vamos reagir, vamos botar o joelho pra dentro. Repõe, Zulu. Fica calmo, vamos lá. Vamos trabalhar. Vamos reagir, acredita. Vamos, garoto. Passa.
Bora, Zulu! Bora, Zulu!
Põe, joelho, vamos acordar. Vamos, Zulu. Calma, vamos lá. Vai sair daí, vamos lá. Vem repondo, vai tirando a cabeça pra cá. Calma. Tira a cabeça daí, vamos. Vai, joelho esquerdo dentro, Zulu. Joelho esquerdo dentro, Zulu. Vamos, Zulu. Vai durante. Vai, não foi nada. Calma, segura o braço dele. Segura o braço dele. Isso aí, não vai bater não. Vamos lá, isso, reage. Vamos reagir. Vamos lá. Calma, calma. Vamos repor. Vai tirando a cabeça. Vai tirando a cabeça pra cá. Bota o joelho pra dentro. Vamos tirar a cabeça pra direita. Vamos. Vamos saindo. Vamos lá, garoto. Vamos repor. Vamos. Mão na mão, mão na mão, mão na mão. 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 Vai girando pra ele. Vamos, mão na mão. Mão na mão. Mão na mão. Mão na mão, Zulu. Mão na mão. Mão na mão, Zulu. Mão na mão.
Pride 34 Kamikaze, live for the first time ever from Japan, from Saitama Super Arena, with top-ranked MMA fighter Frank Trigg. I'm Sean Wheelock. Glad you're with us. Thanks for staying up late in North America. The final Pride under DSE. This is really an eventful night.
I'm really glad you stayed up late, as long as you're not my kids. Go to bed. I know my son Frank is probably up right now watching the show. I just want to make sure he's sleeping. Get it on TiVo later, kid.
Galesic from Croatia, 28 years old, 6'2", 182 pounds. This is his Pride debut, 6-1 overall in MMA, an impressive CV, 2000 and 2001 Taekwondo world champion. But as we talked about in our pre-fight show, he is learning the sport literally on the fly.
You know, he's a guy that's got great feet, great hands, obviously knows how to knock guys out, but the long, looping, rangy kicks and striking of Taekwondo may not be to his advantage this evening. We're really going to get a chance to find out. You know, of course, he's a young kid, and this is his debut in Pride, but he comes from Croatia, and now he doesn't come from Croatia. He trains with the likes of Mirko Cro Cop when he's home. So he definitely knows how to strike. And for those of you who don't know Mirko Cro Cop, one of the best left head leg kicks there is on the planet today.
Galesic splits his time between his home in Croatia and Bristol, England, where his training partner is James Thompson.
James Thompson, really, as we said earlier, is a guy who's been kind of thrown to the wolves, but now he's really learning how to do MMA from a submission and a counter-submission game. It's the same thing that's happening here with Galesic. He's really got to learn how to compete on the ground as well. The stand-up game is not the only thing that's going to help you win. You got to learn what to do when you're on the ground.
Of Galecic's 6 pro fights, all in England except for one in Sweden. Frank, his first time in Japan, stepping up, Pride debut. What are the nerves like him stepping onto the big stage?
Well, I've said this before, and I'll tell you again, first time I fought in Pride, which was back in Pride 8, I got a little sick, couldn't control my stomach, couldn't control my bowels. I kind of lost my lunch on both ends. because it is such a nerve-wracking, nerve-wracking sight. All these fans in the house, all the lights, the ring, you're talking, you see the people you watch on TV all the time, the judges, the officials, the refs, all of a sudden you see them live and in person, and then they know who you are. It makes you very, very nervous.
Galesic is a very, very likable person. We've had a lot of fun spending time with him. Really a smile on his face. You know he's nervous, but he is covering his nerves very well. Takimoto is a national hero in Japan because of his Olympic gold medal in judo at the 2000 games, but he has really struggled, Frank, to find his best form in MMA, 2-3 in Pride, and that's a disappointing record for someone of his ability.
Takimoto's a lot better competitor than what's being seen. He's just not a very good fighter. And the problem is that he is so good at judo, he's having a really hard time making that transfer into learning about the striking and the submission game. For those of you that don't know too much about judo, judo's a throwing art. It's about taking a man from his feet and throwing him to his back on the ground. He's very, very good at throws. He's very patient. And he's incredibly intelligent when it comes to the ability in the fight to learn what your opponent's doing to him. He just really hasn't found his spot of where he can really learn how to strike and how to get control of the fight and maintain control of the fight, whether it's through ground and pound, whether it's through throwing a guy and maintaining control on the ground, or whatever he has to do. He just hasn't developed it yet. He said he's going to show us tonight that he finally has found that niche.
Galesic told me that he is not used to fighting with a gi, now fighting someone in a gi.
And that's one of the neat things we get to see over here in Pride, is that you get to see guys, they get to fight in a gi, with a gi on, or without a gi. Now, here's the thing. If your man knows how to use the gi, like obviously Takimoto does, he's going to be able to use that gi to choke him or submit him with it. He's going to be able to use the grip, grab the lapels, grab the sleeves, grab the scarves, and be able to choke him unconscious and or submit him with the gi. But if you have to fight an opponent that knows how to use the gi but doesn't have one on, it's going to be a detriment to him because you may get thrown to the ground.
これより第3試合を行います。青コーナー188センチ、82.9キロ。ゼレンベルキー・
Zel Galesic again, two-time Taekwondo world champion, making his Pride debut. There's the Olympic judo gold medalist, Makoto Takimoto, 4 years older than his opponent Galesic, and 5'7" to 6'2" of the Croatian fighter. Let's talk about that height difference.
When you're talking about striking, it's going to be an advantage if you're a little bit longer, a little bit taller. But like as I said before, traditionally the grappling guy is able to step in.
You see the Pride rules of the ring. 3-round maximum, a total of 20 minutes maximum. Round number 1, 10 minutes. Rounds 2 and 3 scheduled for 5 minutes. Galesic in the black. Takimoto out of the gi, also wearing the black shorts. And a big high kick using the Taekwondo right there from Galesic.
Nice leg kick. He's doing a good job of controlling the pace of the fight by using his feet. Takimoto's getting scared to step inside, but he needs to step inside really quick to get out of the range of that kicking.
I think a good decision by Takimoto not to fight the gi. Obviously, he feels comfortable wearing it. That's why he did into the ring.
Now, Takimoto either needs to get all the way out of the leg distance, or get all the way inside where he can't kick him anymore.
Right hand just missed from Takimoto. Punching is not his strength. He'll look for the throw. A kick found that's marked by Galesic. That's a tough, low left kick by Galesic.
Good job by Takimoto. See, now he's stepping inside. He can't get kicked at this point, and he's comfortable with this spot.
Takimoto going for the leg sweep with the left foot. Couldn't do it.
Nice bear hug action. Really controlling the pace of the fight now because he's inside, but he may be wasting too much energy if he doesn't get Galesic down to the ground quickly.
This is where Galesic wants to throw knees, right?
If he can get the space to get his hips back. Oh, nice leg sweep. Good job. But Galesic still moving. He's doing a good job of staying, but now he's giving his back up. It's going to be very difficult for him to get out of this spot with a guy that's as good as on top as Takimoto is.
Galesic making the mistake, giving his back. Takimoto, you know he's looking for the choke. Galesic keeping his chin tucked in tight.
Takimoto, as you notice, if you look at his ankles, he's got both hooks in. He's locked in. He's squeezing his legs down and trying to expand Galesic till he flattens out. Now he's got a shot to start to make this finish.
Here comes the choke. What can Galesic do?
He's got to get his arm. His elbow's up by his head. Did a good job of getting his elbow back down to the ground. He was stuck in a head and arm choke, but he got out of it very nicely.
Takimoto into the side mount. Galesic, he does not want to fight from flat on his back. Again, he is a stand-up fighter.
Now remember, guys, he can knee, and he can knee him here in the head. He can kick him here if he chooses to, because these are the Pride rules. So if he can get this, if Takimoto can get his right knee free and get that hand out of the way, he can start kneeing Galesic on top of the head.
Takimoto, being an outstanding judo player, as you would imagine, very comfortable in the side mount.
He's got to be more active, though. He's got to lift the fist. No, sitting into the armbar.
Going for the armbar. And a good escape by Galesic from the Juji Gatama. Going for the stomp, that didn't work.
Oh, full mount. Oh, good job.
Galesic in the mount. Galesic into the north-south, now going for the choke.
He's got a rear naked choke. Oh my gosh, he's got a rear naked choke halfway set in. It's not all the way locked. You see how Takimoto's head's turned, so it's off. But it's amazing he's got that much confidence to jump in right away to a submission.
Remember, Galesic, new to submissions. Now sitting up in the full mount. Takimoto had a chance to stand up and didn't do it.
He's more comfortable on the ground. He doesn't want to get back up there, getting kicked and getting punched. Galesic's doing a good job of controlling what we call the ground and pound.
Takimoto into the full guard. Oh, those are big punches from Galesic. Takimoto temporarily let him set up.
Now you notice how Takimoto has legs crossed, closed guard. He's not moving. He's not doing anything. He's not pushing. He's not pulling. He's just kind of surviving, and you can't do that with a guy that's as active as Galesic.
Galesic wants his opponent Takimoto to stand up. The referee Samio Kimura does just that, stands both fighters up.
Now, depending on Takimoto's mindset, if I was on the ground like that, I would have tried to sneak in as quick as I can to keep this from going back up to the feet.
Good combination. Takimoto in serious trouble. Right hand for Takimoto and he's down. Referee Kimura looking very closely.
Good job. Good job by Takimoto to cover up when he's down on the ground. He did get kicked, he did get stomped on, but they all were glancing blows. They didn't get full range on him, which is very, very dangerous for the guy that's as powerful a kicker and a powerful striker as Galesic. You got to be careful letting him get a full heel on you.
Takimoto into the open guard. Galesic looking to set up.
Now you see here, there's a little bit of blood coming out. I gotta guess, now this is a guess from me, ladies and gentlemen, that it came from that downward stomp that caused that cut on his nose. Now, right now it's not that bad because it's on his nose, it's dripping into his eye a little bit, but it won't be a referee stoppage. It won't be. It's just more irritating than anything. It will not be a problem that he's gonna have to face with later on in the fight because it's on his nose. Now, it will, if guys aren't used to getting cut, if they're not used to bleeding a little bit during a fight, it will throw them off. You're gonna find out how mentally tough he really is right now.
Referee Samio Kimura moving both fighters to the center of the ring for the restart. Takimoto still in the open guard. Galesic, not as active. He can do a European form, not a Mark Coleman form, but a European form of the ground and pound.
It's very difficult to do the grandfather style of ground and pound. For those of you that know, Mark Coleman pretty much invented and developed the ground and pound that all of us use today. Good head pressure, trying to get his hands free. Now he is sitting up and pulling away. Need to keep that head pressure and get his hands free with his head still on his head. Nice, oh, nice.
Going for the armbar.
Good job.
This could be it with the Kimura, going for it.
Sitting up, he's got a omoplata now, sitting up into it. Still has it.
Galesic could be in big trouble, flat on his back.
Now going to front side Kimura.
Takimoto getting the hook.
Well
one by Makoto Takimoto, submitting Galesic.
Great work. Incredible job by Takimoto. Stick with it. He got rattled. He got beat a little bit on his feet. He just stayed in his game. That's the mental toughness I'm talking about with a lot of fighters. They come in, they're used to pulling guys around, used to pushing guys around. They really got to find out how mentally tough they can be when the chips are down. And Takimoto proved here tonight that he really is a guy that when things are getting tough, he stays in his judo game and goes right for the submissions.
Takimoto, winner by submission in the first round. That's the type of performance I think his fans here in Japan expect from him every time in the MMA ring.
He did incredible work. You know, he really got stepped into it. And you see here with that leg sweep, it was just a simple leg sweep because he was, Galesic was standing straight up and down. He didn't have a good bent knee, good balance, and it made it very easy for a guy that's as superior as he is on his feet, Takimoto, to take him down to the ground. This, I believe, is the melee that caused the bleeding on his nose. I thought it was his foot. As you can see there in the replay, it was ended up being his hip that hit him. And the swinging, look at how tough Takimoto is just to stay in the pocket here against a tough guy like Galesic. It was really, really hard.
正直一発いいのもらって全身しびれてます。今日は榊原社長の最後のイベントなんで絶対いい試合したいと思ってました。榊原社長にはこれからも選手のことをサポートしていただいて
Takimoto is saying this is the final Pride in DSC, so he really wanted to give an outstanding performance.
よろしくお願いします。ありがとうございました。
He said he wants to keep fighting for Pride, and thanks for supporting him to all of his fans.
He also was saying how much his body was shaking from forcing himself in there. As you take a look at the Kimura here, and what he did is that he had the omoplata on the far side when he sat up. He switched over the Kimura, so both arms were kind of tied up. Now Galesic has really nowhere to go because both arms are caught. He's not really sure which side he can get out from. Once Takimoto made the switch over the Kimura on the far side, basically did a half a Kimura, half topside armbar, and got the finish. It's very difficult. When you're in this position, you basically have your entire body caught up. You're not really sure which way to go to get out of anywhere, out of either side of the submissions. You know, Takimoto did a good job of tying things up.
Beautiful as he got the hooks in and he locked on the figure four. 5 minutes, 40 seconds of round number one. The victor, Makoto Takimoto, submitting Galesic.
And now for the fourth match.
青コーナーよりギルバート・アイボル選手の入場です。
The famed Muay Thai fighter, 30-year-old Gilbert Yvel from Holland. Great success in his MMA career. Not so successful in Pride, just 1-8. Looking to change that this evening here at Pride 34 Kamikaze.
He was supposed to fight in Vegas back in Pride 33, just a month or so ago, and he couldn't because, well, they call him Mr. Yellow Card for a reason. He tends to fracture an occasional law or two as a younger individual when inside the ring. He tends to take liberty upon some of the rules, like pushing a ref, headbutting. Sometimes he comes a little unhinged, so it's very difficult for him to fight in the U.S. because he doesn't like to follow the rules and regulations. Now, he's got a huge reputation that is for, if you're gonna get the best of him, he might do something a little unhinged. You have to be very, very careful against a guy like Gilbert. Now, Gilbert is one of my friends. I love him dearly. But he really couldn't, he really doesn't like to lose by any means necessary. He truly is a guy who's going to try and fight. So he couldn't fight in Vegas because the commission said, look, you're not, you won't follow our rules. We can't buy the safety of the referees and your opponents. We're not going to let you fight in Las Vegas. Hence the nickname, Mr. Yellow Card.
Overall in his MMA career, Gilbert Yvel has a very impressive record of 29, 11, and 1. Again, in Frye, just 1 and 8. The difficulty is stepping up to this highest level.
You know, when you're talking about the best level, the biggest level in the MMA world, if you're not ready to make it happen, you're gonna have a hard time. You know, and really, Pride Fight Championships is the biggest and best. And if you're not ready, you end up with a very bad record.
That's Frank Trigg. I'm Sean Wheelock. Delighted you're with us. Staying up late in North America for Pride 34 Kamikaze. Yvel was scheduled to fight Bazajet Atiev, who dropped out due to illness. Akira Shoji coming in on 1 day notice.
You know, these are both guys, both Gilbert and Shoji are great competitors, and there's a reason why they're here tonight.
赤コーナーより庄司明選手の入場です。
Akira Shoji was part of history. 1997 in Tokyo, fighting on Pride 1, fighting Renzo Gracie to a draw. This will be his Pride record 24th bout. 9-12-2 in Pride, 14-15-2 overall in his professional mixed martial arts career.
I mean, not only having a lot of experience, a great chin, he always comes in great conditioning shape. And that's one of the things that always gives Gilbert fits, is a guy that has great conditioning shape. Shoji's a guy that's going to push the pace and try to maintain that high pace, that high level of contact throughout the entire fight. As a result, because it's a 10-minute first round, you have a lot longer, to try to get to the ending. In the first round, you're going to see a lot of first-round finishes today, especially with Shoji. You're going to see a first-round finish because they'll be able to push that pace. Unless Gilbert spent a lot more time on his cardio than he has in the past.
When Atiev fell out of this fight, you just had to know that Shoji was waiting to get the call, which eventually did come.
You know, and he's a guy, like I said before, he loves to train all the time. Even when he's not getting ready for a fight, he's still training. So he's a guy that's always in the gym, he's always working out, he's always getting ready. He's not waiting for that 6-week window or the 8-week window for his training camp. He's training all the time. He's a guy that's going to be prepared and ready to go.
Gilbert Yvel, as you see, from Holland, 30 years old, standing 6'2", weighing in for this bout, 237 pounds. Akira Shoji from Japan, 33 years old, 5'8". Note the height discrepancy in this bout, weighing 205 pounds. Note the weight discrepancy.
Yeah, obviously Gilbert's taller and a little bit bigger. If we get a shot over his shoulder, Nishijima's in the corner, as well as Matt Hume, one of the best trainers in America. Matt Hume, also one of the a judge as well for Pride Fighting Championships. The training shows he gets prepared for his fights. Height and weight will be a factor in this fight because the longer it goes, the more a guy can lean on you and weigh on you. So you have to be very, very careful. Gilbert uses that to his advantage.
Daisuke Noguchi, the referee. Shoji in the gray trunks. Yvel in the orange trunks. What else would you expect from a Dutch fighter?
Clogs, maybe? A windmill and a tulip.
Judge, ready, fight!
Round number 1. Yvel versus Shoji. Knee coming in. Yvel not getting that off. Good defense from Shoji.
Good defense from Shoji, and Yvel doing a good job punching as he's backing up as well.
There you go.
No secret here, Shoji does not want to stand and trade, either with fist or feet with Gilbert Yvel. That's where he wants to be, taking this to the ground. Yvel in the full guard.
Great inside-out trip, trying to get it down. trying to get it down to the ground, puts him down right in the back. And what I like to see him is trying to get at least one knee through as opposed to ending up in the guard. But Shoji's really, really good at the guard pass game, so he might be able to get through this very quickly.
Nothing there with those two right hands. Yvel catching that one in mid-swing.
Stop! Don't do it! Stop! Don't do it. Same position, center.
Stop from the referee, Daisuke Noguchi. Moving to the center of the ring.
Same position, and going to put him back down, the same spot, just getting away from the ropes, fighter safety.
Fight!
Yvel in his full guard. Shoji just not finding the mark with those big right swings.
He's swinging for the head every time. Shoji is, and he just starts to swing for the body a little bit, soften him up, get Gilbert moving his hands up and down.
Nice little left hand from the bottom from Gilbert Yvel. Yvel just picking off those punches. Frank Yvel, for a stand-up fighter, looking very comfortable, flat on his back in the guard.
He spent a long time training. You know, obviously we have the same jiu-jitsu instructor in John Lewis and Nova Nyao in Las Vegas, and Gilbert spends a lot of time when he comes to Las Vegas, comes to America and trains with us, so he definitely knows the ground game, but prefers to knock the guy out, prefers to kick him and knee him, put him down on the ground that way. He is comfortable there, although he probably won't try to submit as much as he will try to usually get back to his feet.
Shoji now standing up, looking a bit bereft of ideas here. Just not finding the mark with that right hand.
Gilbert's got a really good defense from the bottom here. He's not taking any punches, and that's going to, you know, the more energy you spend on top missing, it's going to take a lot more energy away from you if this gets back to the feet.
That left hand missing badly. Yvel back into the full guard.
Very nice guard pass. Just simply push it down, waited for the leg to come down off him and step through. Now he's in a half guard. He's got a shot here to get the full side if he keeps that shoulder pressure. Gilbert's got to start pushing away. He's got to push his hip away, push his head and shoulders away to get that guard back. There it is. Oh, he's got a nice heel hook right here.
Heel hook from Yvel. Can Shoji find an escape? Yvel really cranking that.
Oh, Shoji going for an ankle lock as well on his own.
Yvel with the heel hook, Shoji with the ankle lock. I think Yvel's lost it. He has.
Shoji's got to get close with the toes. He's down on the foot too much. He's got to get close with the toes. And Gilbert, as you can see here on the top side, has completely lost the heel. He's still in a good position. He just doesn't have it.
Shoji's still working on that ankle.
Now Shoji's got a heel hook of his own.
The heel hook, Shoji locking in relentlessly.
He's got to extend his body away, though. Good job by Gilbert to counter it. He's going to end up on top in the half.
Yvel in the half, into the mount. That right hand found its mark. Another right hand. Ground and pound from Gilbert Yvel. Shoji in big trouble. Big trouble, and that's it.
Yeah, they had to stop that fight. Shoji just turned over, stopped defending himself. They had to step in and stop that fight as quickly as possible. Good job by Gilbert. He kept straining in there, kept stepping in there, kept trying to stick with it. Rolled himself through. Both guys had heel hooks, both guys had ankle locks, and Gilbert ends up on top by passing that guard and getting on top in the half guard, bringing down some big right hands and finishing it off.
Frank, Shoji could not land his punches from on top, from the mount, but Yvel, no problem whatsoever.
You know, Gilbert's a striker. No matter where he is striking, whether he's on his feet, or on the ground, he's going to have good defense to the striking game. It's just a question of whether or not you can get it off against a guy like Gilbert. And to do that, you have to make him tired. Shoji just didn't give him a chance to make him tired.
Yvel, the winner by TKO, 3 minutes, 46 seconds of round number 1. Let's talk about what he did so well, escaping first the ankle lock and then the heel hook from Akira Shoji.
But it's one of the things that, you know, Gilbert's been working on a lot is his submission defense. Not so much his offense, but his submission defense, getting back to his feet to where he wants to strike, because he's got incredible hand strength and hand power. He can knock guys out very, very easily. As you see here, both guys are reaching for the heel hooks. Both guys are trying to roll. Shoji has it, but all he needed to do was try to extend his body and turn a little bit more of his upper torso. When he did that to reset, he lost, and this is where Gilbert ends up on top and rains down these big right hands, and each one finding their mark. Shoji just eventually had to turn over, try to cover up as best he could, and the referee stepped in and stopped it.
Credit to Shoji, he never tapped. He waited for the referee, Daisuke Noguchi, to step in, but what punishment from the top.
You know, Gilbert is such a heavy, strong hitter, such a strong beater, that once you get him a position where he's going to be able to start raining down punches on you, he's going to be able to do it as quickly and as hard as possible.
Yvel, his second victory in his 10th Pride fight. That performance, it's surprising that he really has a poor record in Pride because he looked fantastic.
Yeah, he's a lot better than people give him credit for. It's just the competition to give him in Pride is so tough.
Pride 34, ただいまより本日の第5試合を行います。
And now for the fifth match.
青コーナーよりドン・フライ選手の入場です。
Don Frye is quite simply an MMA legend, and he is a superstar here in Japan. First time in the Pride ring since Shockwave 2003 when he lost to Gary Goodridge. Not thinking about losing tonight to James Thompson.
You know, Don Frye is one of the guys that people kind of remember, one of the first Americans that came over here. Him and Coleman kind of came over here and kind of set up Pride Fighting Championships. Don Frye is probably one of the nicest, most misunderstood fighters you'll find in the Pride Fighting game, because everyone thinks he's a very hard man with this, you know, this stare down, and his arguments he always had with Shamrock, his arguments he had with all these other guys. And I'm telling you, he's one of the funniest guys you'll ever meet. He's one of the nicest guys, but a fierce competitor. He will absolutely try to find any way he can to put you face first in a dirt nap.
Don Frye returning to the Pride ring for Pride 34 Kamikaze, paying honor to DSE as this is their final promotion of Pride under their ownership, and also paying tribute to Pride founder Mr. Sakakibara.
You know, Don and Mr. Sakakibara have a long history together. They're actually very close friends outside the organization. And so it was an honor for Don, really, for Mr. Sakakibara to call him up personally and say, look, will you come take this fight? Mark Coleman and Don Frye obviously go way back together. They both, the legends of the MMA game out here. And it really is great to have a guy like Don Frye finally, back again, fighting here one more time for not only Mr. Sakakibara, but for Drew Stage Entertainment for the last management night, for DSC here at Pride Fight Championship.
Don Frye, only 41 years old. I think a lot of people think that he's much older because of his long history in MMA.
Well, I think he's much older because he walks like he's 60.
James Thompson from Great Britain. Grew up in Manchester, now lives in Bristol. Like his stablemate, Zel Galesic, learning the sport on the fly. And he is an up-and-coming star in Pride. 4-2, but always exciting, Frank.
James Thompson loves to swing for the fences, has a suspect chin, tends to get knocked out sometimes, got knocked out by Fujita, but really, they showed his opening. He's a gong and dash. The bell rings, he comes right after you. He's coming at you as quick as he can. He loves to come after, he loves to put on a show, but he hasn't had a lot of time really in the MMA game. He needs more time learning how to be a fighter, how to be a fight man. And the problem with tonight's fight is that he's a huge fan of Don Frye. He was telling us, I can't wait to meet Don and tell him, hey, you're a legend of mine. I love watching you fight, shaking his hand. I'm like, you're about to fight this guy. You can't be going out there, letting him know that, he's one of your legends. You're about to punch this guy in the head. He's like, well, hopefully I meet him before in the ring. I'll say hi to him, and then I'll be able to knock him out later on that night.
James Thompson has a vicious ring persona, but as my English wife would say, he's really a lovely man. Don Frye, 41 years old, 6'1", 239 pounds. 7th time in the Pride ring, 3-3 is his Pride record, 17-5-1 overall in MMA. And James Thompson from the UK, 6'4", 270 pounds, 13-6 overall in MMA. And as we mentioned earlier, 4-2 in Pride. Look at this stare down. Frye might be a hero of Thompson, but he's forgetting about that now.
I'm telling you, all you gotta do is give him a kiss, the guy will back off.
You know something about that.
Trust me, it works.
Frye in the stars and stripes. Thompson in the black. Yuji Shimada, the head referee of Pride, is the third man in the ring. Look for a fast start. Round number 1. Here comes Thompson. Kick by Frye.
He
Thompson down.
He got clipped right away. That right hand put Thompson on the canvas. Frye was so surprised that right hand connected, put Thompson down. He didn't know how to finish it.
Frye, I thought he would go for the ground and pound, but you're right, he did not react. Frye 5-2-1 as a professional boxer. That career long behind him, but that tells you that he does know how to trade.
He loves to throw. Frye loves to get in there and start punching away. But Thompson does too, but of the two chins, Frye's is tougher. And Frye has a little bit more technique when it comes to striking game.
Knees from Thompson.
We've seen this before.
Thompson's been training for the last 6 weeks in Thailand, working on his knees and on his kicks. Galesic, remember, is his stablemate, two-time world Taekwondo champion.
Thompson recovered very nicely from that right hand. I thought the fight would be over by now, but the way he dropped, he's definitely learning how to get in there. Got to be careful with the headbutts, though. Yuji Shimada, great referee, is stepping in, telling these guys to watch their head contact.
There's the shoot.
Nice tight guillotine. Got his legs out.
Choke's just not there. Thompson throwing the knees in the side mount.
Don's got to get out of this position. He doesn't want to be here where the guy is heavy and strong. There's Thompson on top of him, laying down, putting that weight, making him tired.
It's a professional move by Thompson, manipulating Frye, trying to get away from the ropes. Thompson still in the side mount, looking to rain down. He does favor the ground and pound.
Thompson's a lot better at the ground and pound than any aspect of the fight game of his repertoire, but he tends to hold a little bit too tight. He needs to sit up the posture up a little bit more to get his heavy hands on. In this position, Thompson's got real heavy hands. He doesn't use them that often because he tends to stay just a little bit too close.
Just 2 minutes in the round number 1. I can't see this going all 3 rounds in 20 minutes.
Honestly, I didn't think it was going to get out of the first round. Oh, no, it's full mount.
Full mount.
Frye's got to get up from here.
Frye's giving his back. Does Thompson have a choke?
Oh, good job, swing it out. Nice work by Frye. Good job, good old-fashioned wrestling. Got the hooks out very quickly and moved back up to his feet.
Great reversal from Frye. Thompson's a banger, but he told us he does not think he really has punching power, not for a man of his size. Still learning how to throw.
Turning around.
Soft left hand by Thompson, side of the head of Frye. We're not used to seeing those knees from James Thompson.
No, he's done a lot better job with his knees. He's got a lot more confidence in him, obviously. Don's got to get this guy down to the ground. James needs to get some separation. Nice, wow, good leg sweep by Don to turn this around. End up on top, and what's he going to do with it?
Thompson in the half guard, letting it go. Frye comfortable on his knees in the side mount. Frye's corner calling for the elbows from Frye.
Of course, no elbows allowed except to the body here in Pride Fighting Championships, not to the head. But believe me, a couple elbows at the body, you definitely learn how to loosen up.
Frye's looking to slip in the guillotine from the north-south.
He's got it locked in, but he doesn't have any pressure on. His hands are locked up. He's got a good position.
Frye still working that guillotine. Thompson could be in trouble.
He's in a good position with Thompson on the side over here. He's got his head, he's got his body out. The choke is off, but still it's a little bit tight. And Don is so strong here. He's got such a strong grip.
Frye really working that choke. And a good escape. Thompson popping his head out in the side mount of Don Frye. Thompson reining in the left hand from the side mount.
You know, we're just coming into the 4:30 mark of this first round. It's going to go to 10 minutes. The pace is very, very fast. Remember, guys, these are heavyweights. These aren't lightweight guys. This pace is very, very quick.
Frye giving his back, but Thompson not looking for a choke. Just reining in those punches. Heavy hands now from Thompson. Oh, the right hand. Frye's in trouble.
Don has to get out of this position. He's got to get up.
Oh, vicious knee. Another kick. Frye wobbling. Frye holding on. Thompson can smell a finish. The knee, the right hand. How tough is Don Frye?
Jeez, these are straight punches punches to his head, hands down.
Frye swinging, but those punches are doing no damage. Thompson losing steam on his punches, but they're finding the mark, the knee. What's keeping Frye up? He's earned his legend.
Well, Don Frye is one of the toughest competitors I've ever seen in my life.
Frye
He's got to get some offense off. He can't stand to keep taking punching like this. He's got to get some offense off. The ref is not going to stop it just because he's not defending himself.
Frye told us he's happy to trade with Thompson, but he does not want to be here, does he?
No, this is a bad position in the corner. Thompson laying his weight on him, just swinging for him. Every punch landing almost flush.
Yuji Shimada, the referee, looking very, very closely at this. Thompson, the right hand. Again, a right hand. Frye's taking incredible punishment. His corner looking very closely. Very closely. Don Frye giving his back, that's it.
They stopped the fight. Wow, I can't believe that. And more than anything, it wasn't from getting hit. Don just got tired. He got exhausted from all that punishment. It wasn't the punishment itself. It was cardiovascular system what caused him to stop. Don could have sat in there for another half an hour getting hit like that without a problem. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how tough a competitor Don Frye is.
Frye's still on his feet. When I was a professional boxing referee, I was taught in boxing, when the fighter turns his back, that's a physical submission. And maybe it was not thought out, but Frye just taking the punches and giving his back. May not have been intended, but that's what he did. Shimada stepping in.
Absolutely. That's exactly what the refs were looking for. The ref stepped in to stop that. Definite fighter safety, incredible.
James Thompson showing himself as a gentleman, coming down and literally bowing at the feet of one of his heroes, Don Frye.
This is incredible. You know, James Thompson is an amazing man. He obviously is a guy that's going to be around the fight game for a very, very long time. He's still such a raw talent. He's got so much more to learn. And look at this punch that drops him. He literally puts him out, knocks him down. Don could have finished this fight, but he was so surprised that right hand dropped him. As you see here, just the melee, what I call the hockey fight of the fight. They're just grabbing on each other's heads, swinging for the fences, and really, all these guys, you know, this just is indicative of how tough Pride fighters really are. Don Frye just staying in here, taking this punishment, but showing no signs of going down, no signs of dropping, and really, James hitting him flush and hitting him hard and straight. It was a great, great fight.
Frye, even when it was stopped, and he turns his back there, but he never lost his feet. That's incredible.
Like I said, he's just more tired than damage from the actual punching.
Don Frye, valiant in defeat. He remains a legend, a hero in mixed martial arts. That is a candidate, Frank, for 2007 Fight of the Year.
I think that this gave Don a microphone. Hopefully we get to hear the raspy marble man speak.
Great applause here at Saitama Super Arena for Don Frye.
Tokyo and University of Japan, I'm sorry for what happened tonight. I let you all down. I'm sorry. It will never happen again. Jane.
日本のファンの皆さん、東京の皆さん、今日起きてしまったことは本当に残念に思います。皆さんをがっかりさせてしまいました。もう二度とこんなことはしません。
It wasn't all my fault. This big bastard over here had a lot to do with it.
でも自分だけのせいではないですね。やっぱり相手が大男で強かったからこんな結果になってしまいました。
He did a great job. He whooped me fair and square. No excuses.
本当にすごくいい試合をトンプソン選手はしてくれました。正々堂々真っ向から立ち向かってきてくれました。
Sakuraba-san, Thank you very much for inviting me here.
榊原さん、今晩は私をこの試合に呼んでくれてありがとうございました。
I'm sorry I let you down like I did the rest of Japan and the USA.
ただ本当に日本のファンの皆さん、アメリカのファンの皆さんに喜んでもらえる試合ができなくてごめんなさい。
I think only people happy on the planet right now are from Britain.
多分世界中で喜んでるのはイギリスの国民だけでしょう。
Sakuraba-san, thank you very much for allowing me to be in this event. Like I said, I'm sorry I lost. You'll be back. I know you will. You're a great champion. Pride is a great fight league, the best show on earth. Thank you for letting me be part of it.
榊原さん、本当に今日私がここに戻ってこられたのは榊原さんのおかげです。榊原さんだってきっと戻ってきてくれますよね。だって榊原さんこそ本当のチャンピオンですから。そしてこれからのプライド FC ワールドワイドの成功もお祈りします。
You did a great job. I'll be back.
本当にトップ選手、すごいいい試合でした。私も戻ってきます。
This was the finish, Frank, of the fight. James Thompson just relentless with those blows.
皆様、男塾魂を見せてくれたドン・フライ選手に盛大な拍手をお願いします。
Here's the victor, James Thompson, now holding the microphone. Here's Don Frye making his way out of the ring. Quick word with Mark the Hammer Coleman. Congratulated by Kevin Randleman.
Basically, I just wanted to say big thanks to Don Frye. It was very intimidating coming up and fighting with him tonight because he's my legend. He's my MMA hero who I looked up to, what got me into MMA. So to fight someone like that kind of really takes your breath away. And I think he showed you why he's such a legend tonight.
皆さん、こんばんは。ドン・フライ選手、本当にありがとうございました。実はフライ選手は自分にとって憧れの選手でした。この総合格闘技を始めたのもフライ選手を見てからでした。ですからそんな大きな存在の選手と戦うのは自分にとって本当に勇気のいることでした。そして私はフライ選手を誰もがっかりさせていないと思います。
He watches his final Pride show.
I just want to say a big thank you to President Sakuraba. On my debut, I lost in 14 seconds, quite embarrassingly to Alexander Emelianenko. I was completely over my head, but he took a chance on me. The Japanese fans took a chance on me, and they had me back, and so far so good. So I'd just like to say thank you to Sakuraba, and I for one will miss him a lot. Thank you, arigato.
そして榊原さん、本当にありがとうございます。自分がプライドにデビューをした時にはアレクサンダー・エメリアエンコ選手相手に14秒で秒殺されました。でも諦めずにまたチャンスをくれました。そして今ここにこうして立っています。榊原さん、そして日本のファンの皆さん、本当にありがとうございます。
皆さん、
Frank, if ever an apology was unwarranted, it was after that performance from Don Frye. Just fantastic. He never lost his feet, and he has nothing to apologize for, nothing to be ashamed of.
Don Frye, one of the toughest competitors, but it's going to be so interesting to see how well James Thompson does. He's got so far to go still, and he's already so good with very limited experience. What's going to happen when things get moving along? Very soon, coming here to the table, my arch nemesis, Kevin Randleman.
That's right.
And his ugly stepbrother, Mark the Hammer Coleman.
That's right, Frank Trigg.
Don't make me say fuck already.
My boys are in the house getting ready to take a look at it here with this replay. Guys.
Don Frye is definitely one of those
Don Frye truly has the biggest set of cojones in the business, man. He's been around since the beginning of the sport. He's exciting every time he gets in the ring. I love the guy. Everybody loves the guy. He gives it everything he's got. He didn't have enough tonight, but Jesus, man, that's a big man coming at him right there.
Honestly, could you stand there and take punches like that from James Thompson and stand on your feet?
I don't want to take punches like that from nobody.
Coming up, Mark Coleman, Kevin Randleman. We're ringside, Pride 34 Kamikaze with Frank Trigg. I'm Sean Wheelock. Glad you're with us for the first time in Pride history, live from Tokyo, Japan at Saitama Super Arena. We send it up to the ring. Here are the Pride Ring Girls.
I want this guy next.
It's Legends of MMA ringside. Frank Trigg, Mark the Hammer Coleman. In a moment, the monster Kevin Randleman. Mark, great to see you.
Thank you very much. Nice to see you.
Well, you know what, Mark? I got to be honest with you. It's not really good to see you because you're not that good looking up close.
Well, likewise, bro.
Kevin Randleman also with us. Truly, three of the greatest fighters in the history of MMA and in the history of Pride. Mark, let's start with you, if we may. Let's just talk about some of your greatest moments from Pride over your fantastic MMA career.
Well, I've had a lot of them. This is the #1 organization in the world, and I'm just honored to be here. And obviously, the greatest moment would have to be the Grand Prix Championship in 2000. I mean, how can you top that?
We saw that earlier tonight, and we're going to see it again. Just before we roll tape, talk to me about your mindset. You were not the favorite. Mark Kerr was in 2000. Talk to me about your mindset going into that final against Igor Vovchanchyn.
Everybody says their mindset was strong and they're going to win, but honestly, I really knew I was going to win that tournament. I put in the time. I was healthy, and I honestly believed. I thought I was the best fighter in the weight class. They just shocked me at the end when they made it a no time limit. It was supposed to be a 20-minute time limit. The day before the show, they said it's going to be a no time limit finals, and I calculated the situation, and I wasn't really sure at that point, but I knew I was going to find a way to win that thing.
When was the last time you saw this fight?
It's been a while, to be honest with you.
You're going to enjoy it. Don't worry, you can relax. You can still win.
Will.
Nothing's
Thank
changed
you.
in 7 years. We'll pick this up round number 2.
There's the shoot. And he's got the single and he got the slam. Down they go, same position. Here we are. Igor on the bottom with the guard, Coleman on top, getting ready to grind away with that right hand to the ribs. I think you're right about going to the left side with the left hook to the liver, because if you could do that, you could just switch position.
Yeah. And he did it a few times. You see it? You can see the marks on his side.
Nice poke. Nice poke.
Good. How he's doing it. Very good. And again and again.
Igor slaps back right on the ear, but that was one strike to.
Yes, I go for the head more. I would go for the just to try to create a swollen eye. That's not going to work. That's energy. Don't do that, Mark. That's energy.
Doesn't seem to be a lot of coaching for Pat Miletich. He's probably just going to let Mark do his thing.
Listen to Pat. He's soft-spoken. You know, he's not going to sit there and scream, which isn't necessary.
Especially in Japan, nobody talks. Nobody says.
Yeah, so you can hear him anyway because they're a very quiet crowd.
Yeah, you can hear a pin drop sometimes in one of these matches where they get on the ground.
Pummel inside on him.
Like right now.
Inside on him.
Somebody just called there like 60 rows back and you can hear him.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think the crowd is here for the finish.
Yeah, I think so.
They're not going anywhere. They want to know.
It's 11 o'clock here, 11:15, and they still here. Like I said, they want to see the end of this fight. It could be an hour, it could be 15 minutes, it could be 2 hours. Who wants the most?
It can be 10 hours.
I won't be here that night. I'm sorry.
Okay, there he goes. He's passing the guard into the side mount again between the corner.
Post between you and him with your left.
Anytime soon,
Post
referee
between you and him
Yuji
with your
Shimada
left.
will be resetting them toward the center
slide
of
up.
the ring. Because they're going to get all tied up and connected on the ropes. Igor's got his leg up on the ropes now. Now, this is a bad position because Mark can throw that knee. This is a bad position for Igor Vovchanchyn.
This is like Kerr and Vovchanchyn.
Yeah, it's the opposite because
Vovchanchyn was on the top last time.
Bring him straight down. Straight down.
We're facing down, and that's illegal.
Down into the top of his head. There you go.
Good knees.
Oh, those are good. But if he blocks him, it's going to still hurt his arm. He's
stabbing.
Oh, he got him. This is great. He made Igor. Mark Coleman has won the Pride fight.
He's running away. He's running to the fence.
Mark, fantastic victory. It's got to look just as sweet 7 years on.
It's always just as sweet. As you can see by the little flip there, my emotions overtook me, and at the time it was the most prestigious, biggest fight in the history of MMA, and to win it as such an underdog, it was just truly emotional. Every emotion you can imagine just took over, and it was just the greatest athletic moment of my life so far.
Seriously, Mark. Don't ever do that again. Don't ever try to flip after you win a fight. Seriously.
I tell you what, I thought I was my buddy Kevin Randleman for a second, who could jump 10 feet in the air. I thought it was him, and when I got halfway up, I realized I'm not Kevin, and it ain't gonna work. So,
you know, honestly, I got to be honest with you. I really enjoyed that entire fight. Of course, like you know, when you look back on stuff, you go, hey, I'd like to have a little more action. I'd like to have, like to see things we were kind of talking about off mic. But I really want to know, Kevin, you were training with Mark at the time.
Yeah.
When he did that flip and fell straight on his ass, how much fun did you guys make fun of him back in Ohio?
We still make fun of him, and thank you for making fun of him. Every time we see that, it never changes. He still falls off the ring ropes. Thank you guys for having us here. Thank you, Sean Wheelock, new member of the show. And thank you, Frank Trigg.
Frank Trigg, Mark Coleman, Kevin Randleman, again, without overstating it, 3 legends of Pride, 3 legends of professional MMA. 3 fights we've already seen here live from Japan back to North America. Pride 34, Kamikaze, 3 fights still to go, including our main event, and we'll get from our 2 expert commentators sitting beside us, Frank Trigg, Mark Coleman, Kevin Randleman, UFC versus Pride coming up. Let's go back and let's look at our earlier fights. Guys, please jump in, give us your commentary. Our first fight of the evening, we'll take
throughout Saitama Super Arena. Anytime Mirko Cro Cop is in the ring, Kevin Randleman. Excellent. Attacks him right away, Heath.
Very smart. This was a very smart move from Kevin.
He's got to take him down, though.
Yep.
Randleman has him hemmed in the corner, looking for the body lock, the underhooks. And they are there in a stalemate. Now with a full body lock, Randleman has Cro Cop.
Cro Cop's going to push his chin backwards. You watch, with his palms underneath his chin. Kevin is already pressing his head down, so he can't do it.
It's also very important here to notice Cro Cop's expending a lot of energy, trying to hold Kevin away. Kevin's actually using his weight to hold Cro Cop, whereas Cro Cop's actually having to use actual strength.
Good point, Herring, and Heath Herring, of course, victorious over Takahashi earlier tonight, advancing to the Elite 8 critical countdown coming up June 20th. And remember, Randleman, a 2-time NCAA Division I wrestling champion, knows all about the takedown.
Oh, yes, he does. He had, like, I think, Ohio State champion, like I said. He had over 155 wrestling matches.
Very illustrious career.
Record of 14-7 in MMA, making his 6th appearance here in Pride. Record of 3-2.
Not good.
Yeah, no, but he didn't do anything with the lockup. He should have tried to take him down, so that's why if he came in, he got to watch out, keep his hand up, because there's the kick is coming. Kick is coming.
He's setting him up right now.
Yeah, and it's going to go to the body if he keeps his hand
Keep
too
that
high.
right hand up, Kevin. Come on, bud.
Yep. He's got to shoot it now.
Yeah, you see it coming.
There's the takedown attempt by Randleman with a shot back up to his feet. Excellent. And by Randleman. Knocks down Cro Cop. Unbelievable.
Who would have guessed that?
Randleman has Cro Cop on his back.
It's over. Unbelievable.
Randleman has knocked down Mirko Cro Cop. The monster has knocked down Mirko Cro Cop. Kevin Randleman has knocked down Mirko Cro Cop.
Kevin, what are you thinking about as you watch that, your knockout, stunning knockout of Mirko Cro Cop Filipovic?
Sean Wheelock, a new member of the Pride family. Frank Trigg, thank you for having me here. When it comes to fighting, we all know one thing. It doesn't matter. The last 10 seconds of every fight is what really matters. If you can hold your own the whole fight, if that guy's a little bit more tired than me, then we can win. But in the fight, I trained with Chuck Liddell before that fight, that whole week over here in Japan. Chuck Liddell, great fighter, American champion in the UFC. He told me, and when he goes to throw a punch, you attack his right shoulder. Throw the left punch to his right shoulder and get him off balance, and the kick won't hurt as much. Well, improvising, being a fighter, being in the game so long, Frank, you know that we improvise. Instead of throwing the punch to the right shoulder, I just threw it left to the face. Improvised. People say it was a lucky punch, but I say we practice this every day in practice. This is what we do, Frank Trigg. And I can't wait to get your ass in the ring because goddamn it, Twinkle Toes.
Kevin, you know, in any sport, there's no such thing as a lucky punch.
No.
You were trying to hit him, right? Nothing lucky about it.
There's nothing lucky. You put your hands on a guy, he should fall down. We didn't knock him out on our feet. We knocked him out on the ground. The bottom line is this: if you're going to be a Pride fighter, you come into this game, you come into this country knowing that you're going to go in there and you might get you might get your head knocked off. And that's what makes Pride one of the greatest organizations in the world, in the history of the game.
Kevin, in a moment, I'll ask you the same question, but Mark Coleman, let's start with you. When are we going to see you back in the Pride ring?
I'm just excited that I'm still fighting. I'm healthy, I'm lucky, thank the Lord. I'm fortunate to be healthy and still be competitive. And I'll be fighting until I can. I still think I can win a world championship. And right now it's in a little state of transition, but I'm expecting to fight sometime in June.
Did you think that Pride would be able to go a full 10 years and get even stronger after the first decade?
Well, nobody really knew. I certainly hope so. The first time I saw it, I fell in love with it. I certainly hope that they could, and they have. And it's a number one. With the help of the Fertitta brothers stepping in now, they can continue to grow and improve. I just look forward to being part of this for as long as possible.
Well, you've had some epic battles with Fedor Emelianenko, so obviously, I mean, it's not like you're too far removed from being great, you know. But you really are a guy that can still maintain and function at the heavyweight division in MMA worldwide. So you really are going to be part of this very, very, very quickly, very, very soon.
I plan on it. I definitely plan on it. Age is a number. It's all about when you lose that desire, lose that dedication. I have the desire and dedication to be a champion still and compete, and I had the skill. So you will see me in there not just as a figure. I'll be in there trying to win, and I plan on winning more than I lose, that's for sure.
Kevin, you've been out of the MMA ring, out of the Pride ring due to injury and illness. When are we going to see you back in the Pride ring?
Well, again, I will be back in 8 months for sure, no doubt about it. I love the job that I have. I want to thank the fans that watching this right now. I want you guys to understand that without you guys, I'm nothing. Mark's nothing, Trig and Sean, we're nothing. We're sitting at home playing something, playing poker. So you guys, with the love that you guys are giving us, I'll fight until the day I got to get carried out of that ring on the stretcher. But I'll be fighting again in 8 months. I've got some things I got to take care of with the Las Vegas Athletic Commission, and we all understand, these are things that we must take care of in life. We want to thank Saki Kabara for grabbing the reins of this organization and helping us stay afloat. And I want to thank the Fertitta brothers, Lorenzo and Frank Fertitta, for understanding that this is a very, very big mega-dollar business, and they understand it and they grab this. Now we're not losing a company; we're gaining a brother or a sister in the other organization, and we're going to show the world why Pride is better than UFC, Frank. We're going to show the world why.
I've been telling you all along. If you look at the rankings, you go top 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes, sir.
It's all Pride.
Yes, sir.
I mean, so in the bottom 5, usually you're all UFC. So now we get to finally find out who's better for real. Is it Pride? Is it UFC?
Guys, a chance for you to play commentator right now. Kevin, you start us off. We'll go to Takimoto versus Galesic, the first of our 6 bouts tonight. We've seen 3 so far. This was a very, very good fight.
Yeah, I agree. When you come out, Galesic came out. He's a great striker. And a lot of times when I first came into the sport, I'm a ground and pounder. I take you down and ground and pound you, but I tried to learn a different game. Your game plan should stay your game plan all of your life. If you learn other things and incorporate it into your game plan, then you become a better fighter. Now, Takimoto came in, he understood what he was going to do. He knew he was going to take punches and kicks and strikes. He just weathered the storm. He took his patience, and Trig, you know better than anyone because you keep trying to get me to come into John Lewis's gym. Damn it, I'm going to come in there and I'm going to get a hold of you so you can show me what I'm doing.
Well, hopefully I can show you something that doesn't look like this, because this is the one portion of the fight that I think Takimoto did a good enough job, was that not getting stomped in the head.
Yes.
But obviously when he gets to this position, he's a top side omoplata, switches over to the far side Kimura, obviously he knew what he was doing and he had enough mind sense to do it.
Yeah.
Mark, your thoughts on that victory for Takimoto?
Oh, just superior technique right there. Locked up Kimura and finished him off real good. Just superior technique and a good fight there.
Our second bout, we talked about Shoji being a part of Pride #1. Unsuccessful on Pride 34, but again, a very, very good fight.
Shoji, again, another guy, a little bit like Don Frye. Very, very big heart, and that's what Pride's all about. Heart, nuts, and guts. Don Frye has it. He just brought it to the ring.
Yes,
and this Shoji guy here, he took this fight on short notice. Much bigger guy, but again, he gave it everything he had. came up a little bit short. A bigger, stronger man won this fight here.
And we saw really Yvel win it with the ground and pound. Shoji was sitting up in the full mount, but he just couldn't land his punches. I think you made it because really you invented ground and pound, Mark. You made it look simple, but it's not easy to punch a man when you're sitting in his guard.
Well, it's not. Ground and pound was effective for me back in the day when the headbutt was legal. You know, the ground pound, it's still very effective, but you got to have more technique now. You got to pass the guard. Well, you know, that was beautiful ground and pound, but there wasn't a whole lot of defense going on right there. So, you know, ground and pound is effective, but much more technique involved now. Before it was just a straight headbutt, right hand, left hand. Now you got to pass the guard, posture up it. It's not going anywhere. Ground and pound's here to stay.
And guys, this I think is really an early candidate.
Frank Trigg's a hell of a ground and pound.
He is. Early candidate for 2007 Fight of the Year, Thompson versus Frye. James Thompson, he is learning. He is really learning in this sport. Yep. But how good was this victory? How heavy are his hands? And he says that he still lacks punching power.
I tell you what, this was an awesome, exciting fight. This is what Don Frye's coming to bring excitement. He's an entertainer as well. James Thompson's a big guy right there, but you might have saw one of his weaknesses right there. He doesn't take a punch so well, and honestly, we've been supposed to match up with each other for the last 3-4 years, and maybe now it can happen. I wouldn't mind fighting James Thompson.
I was going to say, Mark, it sounds kind of a little bit like you're laying down a scouting report on the guy who might have to compete again. A little coaching.
Kevin, let's talk to you about this fight. What did you see from James Thompson in this win?
The one thing about fighting, and if you don't understand this, the Americans, the Europeans, everybody, if you're just now catching in and tuning in to the Pride Fighting Championships, it doesn't matter. You're never out of this fight ever. If I'm beating Frank Trigg for 3.5 rounds, the last 20 seconds Frank Trigg beats me with a leg lock or knocks me out. You can't get complacent when you're in the ring.
Frye, he's a warrior. Incredible punches. He never lost his feet.
He is a warrior. When you come in here, we sit and practice. You do this in practice. This is why we spar in practice. You get used to getting punched and rung your bell, and you keep going at it. This is what makes our organization one of the best organizations that will ever be. WWF, UFC, nobody has nothing on us. We stand on our feet.
Guys, Frank Trigg said it. Frye landed the early punch, knocks down Thompson, and he just doesn't seize the moment. It was almost like, as Frank said, he was shocked.
Needed to seize the moment. Don Frye needed to get him early. I think he knew that, and when he didn't do it, that gave James Thompson a chance to come back.
Trigg said it best.
And I will say that James Thompson is improving daily, weekly, monthly. He will be a tough opponent, but somebody I look forward to maybe possibly fighting in the future.
Mark the Hammer Coleman, Kevin Randleman. Let's talk about final comments from both of you. Coming up, this is UFC versus Pride, the main event. Fujita, Monson, this bout and many more to come.
I'm extremely excited about this. Heavyweights, two big heavyweights going at it. Fujita continues to improve. He's traveled the world to improve his skills, get the proper training. We'll see how much it.
You go to where you need to be.
We'll see if it's worked for him. And Jeff Monson, a proven veteran, he can do a little bit of everything. I look for a great fight. Real tough struggle for both fighters.
If you think the fight will be easy and quick for either side, then you're wrong. You might as well just go ahead and go to the bathroom now, because it's not going to be that long. It's going to be here when you get back from the restroom. These guys will still be fighting in the ring.
Kevin, who do you pick to win?
I got to go with the fence. I got to go with I got to go with Fujita. You talking about the Fujita Monson?
Yeah.
I'm going with Monson on this one. I got to go with Monson because, he's tried and true.
Oh, I'm going to go off on a limb, and I'm going to go with Fujita here.
Okay, let's split. I chose Monson. See, now what's going to happen is...
And American people will understand this. We might have one of those going on after this between Coleman and our House reunion.
Mark Coleman, thank you very much. A pleasure. Kevin Randleman,
Sean Wheelock, thank you for
such an honor to be here tonight.
Frank Trigg, I can't stand you, but I love you at the same time, man.
Smell like a gorilla. Get away.
Damn it.
You stink like coconut oil.
America, enjoy the show.
These guys, honestly,
I smell like Coconut Grove right now. What are you talking about?
You keep
as cute as I look like.
Hey, you stay down at that whatever weight class you're at. I know it's a lot lighter than me. You stay
Mark
down.
Coleman, Kevin Randleman, thanks so much, guys. A real pleasure. Two of the absolute stars of MMA.
You guys are awesome.
God bless the Fertitas for bringing us in.
We are live for the first time in Pride history, back to North America. Sitting ringside along Frank Trigg, I'm Sean Wheelock. Glad you're with us. Staying up very, very late, actually into the early morning hours on the East Coast of North America. Pride 34 Kamikaze, again, a very emotional night here, Frank, in Japan. The final Pride show under DSE.
Well, you know, like I said, for me, it's really difficult because, you know, as a fan, as a fighter, as a broadcaster, as an employee, as a guy that just, you know, just loves being around and being here, to see this all kind of come to an end. And, you know, I have a lot of good, close friends in here with, you know, Jerry Millen and Jay Tan and Toriata Villa and, you know, and Sakuraba. It's like, now what's going to happen with all of us and what's going to go on next? You kind of wonder. And, you know, we all hope that that will be around. You know, Yuji Shimada has been one of my refs my last 3 fights. You know, Yuji's been my ref, and these are guys that are friends, you know, of mine that I call on, we talk to all the time, and we kind of hang out and what have you. And now all of a sudden that might be coming to an end, or it might just get bigger and better, because it's a very interesting time right now to find out what's going to go on and what's going to happen. And so for me, it's very, very hard, you know, to watch a lot of these guys. I can watch a guy like Don Frye fight and compete, and, you know, sit next to guys, you know, good, very close friends of mine with Coleman and Randleman, and I'll, you know, I'll be talking about, you know, at the end of an era, and like, this is the end of an era, but, you know, is it going to be like the Phoenix, where it raises up even bigger and better, or, you know, or are things going to change completely where we won't recognize it anymore? It's, you know, it's a very weird time, and tonight the fans, you know, it's another packed house here at Saitama Super Arena in Tokyo, and the folks are, you know, the fans are even outside. When I walked outside early, we're even like, you know, what's next? What's going on with you? So it's going to be very interesting, and we all hope it, you know, as we hope in America, you know, everything gets bigger and better. Traditionally, when Americans grab a hold of something, it tends to get bigger, but we're going to see what happens.
Frank, let's talk, though, about our main event of the evening. We were just talking about it with Mark Coleman, Kevin Randleman. The first of what we assume is going to be many, Pride versus UFC. Jeff Monson selected to represent UFC, a great honor. And obviously Fujita. In many ways, I think he is symbolic of the great fighters in Pride. Not a world champion, but he is so tough. And he really takes this as an honor to be fighting Monson.
Well, you know what? I talked to Dan Henderson earlier, who owns 2 belts. He has a 185-pound belt and a 205-pound belt. And he's all for it. He doesn't care who he fights. You know, put me in front of any one of the UFC guys, any one of their champs. I'm beating either one of those guys. Let's go. Let's make this happen. And Jeff Monson's the exact same way. He's like, look, I'm here as a UFC representative. I'm here to prove that the UFC is better than Pride by having, you know, UFC versus Pride in this competition. This is the first one of many epic battles that we're going to see, where it's going to be a UFC champ, a UFC highly ranked man versus a Pride champ, or, you know, Pride highly ranked man. Let's see who the better guy is. You know, let's put it together and see what happens. And Jeff is taking this close to heart, you know, and really Fujita is also saying, look, not only is this a Japanese organization in Pride, not only is this in Tokyo, a Japanese city, but I'm going to prove to you that Pride is better. So let's make this thing happen. Both guys are swimming for the fences. Both guys have great wrestling ability. The first time that both these guys are competing against a guy that's almost of equal height, both of them about 5'9", 5'10". They're both pretty close in weight, and we're just going to kind of see what happens. And really, both guys want to prove that their organization, their style, their kung fu is better than the other guy's kung fu. So let's see what happens, and it's going to be a great, great main event. I really think it's going to be a high action, a lot of things going on, but it's going to be a decision win. You know, that's what's going to happen.
Fujita is a great wrestler, but he punches so hard. He nearly knocked out Fedor Emelianenko.
You know, he really does. He's very, very strong. He's very, very stiff. He doesn't punch like snappy, boxing style. He punches like a wrestler, where he hits you with his whole body, and it's a very hard, almost like getting hit with a brick. And he is very, very good at what he does. He knows how to control the inside game. He knows how to control everything from a very, very close position. When he gets on a single leg, he's not going to let it go. And he gets in a takedown, he's going to force himself in there. He's very, very strong upper body. Very strong upper body, very strong upper torso, and knows how to punch his way out of positions if he needs to. And then when he hits you, as you'll see right here, he knows how to hit incredible. He looped Fedor Emelianenko's knees. He really put him down in a position where everyone thought it was going to be done. And you can see the fans in the background, they were going crazy because they heard the punch, they saw the action, and they thought it was going to they thought for sure that he was going to be able to beat Fedor that night.
Fujita Monson in our main event. We have a great feature bout as well. Ricardo Arona versus Sokoudjou.
You know, I really think that Sokoudjou can pull the upset tonight. If there's going to be an upset tonight, it's going to happen. I just think Arona's just got a little bit more ring experience, has spent a little bit too much time in the Pride ring, really developing his style. I think it's going to happen.
Sokoudjou, if he wins, he is the next star, no question, in MMA.
Yeah, absolutely. Sokoudjou is really good, great judo guy, and then, of course, with Arona being a great Brazilian jiu-jitsu practitioner.
That's Frank Trigg. I'm Sean Wheelock. This is Pride 34, live for the first time ever back to North America from Japan. It's Saitama Super Arena. We send it up to the ring. Nobuyuki Sakikibara, the Pride founder, in the ring. Nobuhiko Takada, the Pride GM.
本日も多くの来場誠にありがとうございます。
Just thank the fans for coming out. Frank, mixed martial arts is where it is because of the contributions of these two gentlemen.
ちょっとだけ、いや、いらない、いらない。いらない。そのパワー、選手にあげて、選手に。お願いします。
He just told the crowd, save the applause for the fighters, not to him.
今まで5試合、ファイターたちが生命と人生をかけて素晴らしい戦いを見せてくれましたが、ここまで皆さんにとって今まで持っていたプライドのイメージ、いつものプライドらしさ、各々が思うプライドの姿や風景、そういったものが見えましたか？
Saying that it's been a great Pride so far, and this is the standard of excellence that we always expect from Pride. Still 3 fights to come tonight.
ライト級の超新星、青木選手。そして、アローナ選手と。
Talking about Shinya Aoki, a new star in Pride.
プライド代表。
Saying he thinks
藤田選手と。
Sokoudjou versus Ricardo Arona will be a very interesting fight, and looking forward to the main event, Monson versus Fujita, Pride versus UFC.
どのファイターにも重要な大切なテーマを持つ戦いです。どうか皆さん、残りの3試合、存分にですね。
Takada talking about every fight so important to the fighter, win or lose in Pride.
激しく、むちゃくちゃ楽しんでください。お願いします。
Saying that the fighters give their soul and their spirit in the Pride ring, Frank.
それとごめんなさい、もうすぐ終わりますから大事なことを一つ、言わせてください。今年プライドはおかげさまで10年を迎えました。
The applause for the announcement, of course. This is the 10th anniversary of Pride.
かれこれ11年ですが、本当に長く短く激しく濃密な10年でした。この10年を
Talking about 11 years ago, he met Mr. Sakikibara, the Pride founder, and together they created this wonderful, the best in the world MMA promotion, and how much it's meant to them.
総合格闘技という未開の地に計り知れない功績を残し、明るい未来を築き上げた男。
Saying that Mr. Sakikibara is a pioneer in the sport of professional MMA, has always been a leader.
プライドは最後なんです。
And acknowledging that this is the final Pride under DSC and the leadership of Nobuyuki Sakikibara. Saying, let's now bring Mr. Sakikibara up to the ring. That was Nobuhiko Takada, the Pride GM, and the Pride founder, Nobuyuki Sakikibara. Two of the great men in mixed martial arts. Now, Mr. Sakikibara.
本当にたくさんのですね、本当にたくさんのご来場ありがとうございます。
Thanking the crowd, thanking for the full house, everyone in attendance at Saitama Super Arena.
私は高田さんと出会いました。そして
Saying that he met Mr. Takada in June 1996.
夢を託されました。僕はその夢を実現するためにですね、その夢が高田さんの夢がいつの間にか
Saying that it was their dream to come together and create Pride.
その思いだけで必死にその夢の実
Saying that
現に向
Mr.
けて
Takada's dream was a shared dream for both of them. They've worked both so hard to make their dream come true.
夢を与えてくれた高田さんにこの場をお借りしてもう一度心からお礼を申し上げたいと思います。高田さん、本当にありがとうございました。
Thanking Mr. Takada for allowing him to share his dream, his vision in creating Pride.
そんな思いを10年間気づけばですね、この10年間常にもう一回次のイベントももう一度もっと感動を皆さんに与えたい、そんな思いで気づけば10年経ってました。少しでも皆さんに戦う選手たちのですね、このリング
Saying
の
that
中で
looking
戦
back
う
over the
選
10
手
years
たち
of
の
Pride, it was his goal to make every new Pride event better than the
み
last.
んなが日々の生活の中でですね、人生の中で生きていく勇気や夢をですね、このリングの中から発したい、そんなものを本来であればですね、私はリングの中で戦うこともできないし、こうして本当は皆さんの前でお話しするっていうのも立場ではなくて、こういうリングを支える、
Saying
作
that
り
he
出す
has
立場だと思うんですけ
hoped
ど
that
も、
he's been able to accomplish with Mr.
その思い
Takada
を伝えさせていただ
the
ける中で
opportunity
言う
for
な
the
らば
Pride fans to share their hopes and their dreams with the Pride fighters.
少しでも皆さんと選手のエネルギーの交換、そして勇気の交換をですねさせる、そんな場所が作れればと思って、いろんなマッチメイク、本当にたくさんのマッチメイクをですね、これまでああしたらいいんじゃないか、こうしたらみんなに喜んでもらえるんじゃ
Saying
ない
that it
か、
was his goal that Pride would be a stage where
こう
both
した
the
らもっ
fans
と
and the
激しく
fighters
戦って
could exchange
生き
their
様をですね
spirits, their
人生
passion
を全てかけて
for
このリングで
professional
戦えるんじゃ
MMA.
ないか、そんなことを思いながらこの10年間やってきました。ただその中で公言しておいてですね、
Sasaki Kabara is
皆
saying
さん
that
に
it's been
この
his
カード組みま
lifelong
す、
goal
このカード組みたい
to
で
make
す
this
って
profession
一つだけ
so good, so
実現
strong
できなかっ
in
た
Japan and
そん
worldwide.
なカードがあります。
Oh, it is. This is huge. There's no way this can be happening right now. It's his shit. You're trying to say that Sakuraba is coming back to Pride by walking down the ring right now. It's his opening. It's his light system. It's a guy in a mask because he always walks in. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to forgive me. We weren't prepared for this at all. This wasn't in our production meeting. We had nothing. We had no idea this was going to happen. The truck didn't tell us in our ears what's going on. If this is indeed Sakuraba coming back to Pride, this is a huge, huge deal for Pride Fighting Championship. This is a true...
Could this be the famed Gracie Hunter? It is.
They say it is. I'm waiting to take the mask off. I'm a doubter. I'm a doubting Thomas.
He does have Saku on the front of his shirt.
Yeah. Let's see. This is a big deal in the MMA world if this truly has happened. This is like, I mean, you know, this is the Babe Ruth Boston trade all over again. In Japan, this is the most amazing thing that's ever happened. It's truly Sakuraba.
The crowd here at Saitama Super Arena absolutely exploding.
Is this? That's Tamura. This is Tamura. You guys have to understand, when they used to train together, Tamura and Sakuraba, Tamura was like the older brother. He used to always pick on Sakuraba. Sakuraba always wanted to fight Tamura, but Tamura wouldn't do it. He always picked on him in the dojo, like a big older brother, but they would never compete against each other.
Kiyoshi Tamura making his way into the Pride ring.
This will be a huge deal because Sakuraba wants to get revenge on Tamura for picking on him for all those years when they were trained together. If they make the announcement, these two being in the ring together, I think this announcement's going to be. And I'm guessing, ladies and gentlemen, that these two are going to fight, but we got to see this is going to happen. In Japan, this is a huge, huge deal. This is just like Donald Trump and Rosie O'Donnell coming back together. And laying it out on the line one more time.
Well said.
リングに立ってくれてます。ドリームステージとしては今日
Mr. Sakikibara saying now two great fighters standing in the Pride ring.
今日でプライドの代表という立場をやめます。この2人がこのリング
Saying
に
again,
立
this is the last Pride under DSC.
本当にみんな
That
の
he, Mr. Sakikibara, is stepping
It looks like to
down.
me Sakuraba's crying. I can't really tell because the mask is on. He seems to be heaving like he's, you know, sobbing. But
He's definitely crying, Frank.
実現させてください。
Saying to the fans here at Saitama Super Arena that he applauds them for allowing Pride to flourish.
このリングに2人がこうして立つまで3年半、タムちゃんの登り戸まで何度も行きました。昨にも
Saying that it's
何
taken
度
him
も
3.5 years of hard work to bring these two fighters together in the same ring.
どうしてこのカードに僕がそんなにこだわってるか。それはこのカードなら僕がプライドがみんなに見てほしいものすべて競技としての美しさもそれぞれの人間が生きてきた選手が生きてきた人生
Saying that these two
それをかけ
fighters,
た戦い
Tamura
も
and Sakuraba, represent the beauty of the
プライドを見
sport.
せたい要素が全部詰まったカードそう思うからです。こうしてこのリングに立ってくれてる
Mr. Sakikibara is saying if these two fighters, Sakuraba and Tamura, fight each other, fans will see the true nature of MMA.
このリングに立ってるはずです。あとは今後のプライドの未来で
Saying that the two of them in the Pride ring means that they will finally fight.
そして今日ここに桜庭和志が帰ってきてくれてます。
Saying that Sakuraba has returned to Pride on this day.
皆さんきっといろんな思いがあると思います。3月27日の会見が終わって桜庭選手から直接電話もらって本当はこのジーパンも脱いで T シャツも脱いで4月8日桜庭さん試合させてくださいそう佐久は僕に電話で言ってくれました。本当は今日この場で彼は試合がしたかったんだと思います。ただ本当に理解してほしいんですけども
Mr. Sakikibara is saying that Sakuraba would like to have fought
本
today.
当にたくさんのハードルがありました。ここで本当に僕の中ではお礼を言いたいんですけど今日このリングに立てることになった
Saying that he personally called Sakuraba, trying to get him to fight. You see Vanderlei Silva sitting
本当に
ringside.
心から御礼を申し上げます。本当にケアの皆さんありがとうございました。
Definitely the tears, Frank. Saying thank you to all the fans.
きっと近い将来いくつかの問題も解決して桜庭選手がこのリングで試合をしてくれるはずです。その時は本当にまたみんなでお腹の底からですね
Acknowledging all of the contract problems, but that Sakuraba is returning to Pride to fight.
じゃあ桜庭
And
選
that
手
he, Mr. Sakikibara, wants to see the fight happen between Sakuraba and Tamura.
榊原さん、お疲れ様でした。皆さんお久しぶりです。
Frank, we know that Sakuraba, the famed Gracie hunter, rarely speaks.
今日ここで試合したかったん
Never
ですけ
speaks.
ど
He
も
never talks to anybody.
ちょっと時間がなくて、できなかったんですけど、またもう一回、このリングで試合したいと思いますのでよろしくお願いします。
Saying that he wants to fight in the near future. He's sorry it couldn't happen here on Pride 34, but that he will be back in the Pride ring.
田村選手一言お願いします。
試合もしない自分が、リング上挨拶をするのはちょっと大変失礼な ことだと思うんですけども、坂井代表の花受けのため一言挨拶を。
Saying that he feels nervous standing in the Pride ring, even though he's not actually fighting on this card.
3点ほど言いたいことがあるんですけど、まずその一つ、榊原代表に、10年間本当に、長い10年間であったと思うんですけど、神経削るような、喜怒哀楽な交渉事や本当に大変な、10年間だったと思います。
Saying how sad he is to see the end of the reign of Mr. Sakikibara come to an end in charge of Pride.
スタッフの皆さんです。また新たなプライドスタートを切るわけですが、
Saying now how much he appreciates the Pride
スタッフの
fans.
皆さんとファンの皆さんの支えがなければ、ここまで来れなかったと思います。で、榊原代表の意思を受け継いで、
Giving acknowledgement to the fans that Pride would not have lasted a decade without them.
プライドを進化させていただきたいと思います。
The applause for the pronouncement from Tamura that they will keep alive the dream of Mr. Sakikibara.
まず彼がこのリングに、どういう気持ちで挨拶に来たかっていう気持ちをまず組んでもらいたいと思います。そして、今お互い立場は違う状況でありますけども、僕はいい意味で、夢の架け橋というか、桜庭と僕にしかできない夢の架け橋をできたらなと思います。そのためには、恩人である榊原代表
Tamura is saying that he wants to build a bridge between Sakuraba and himself
僕らの師匠である
to give a show, a performance for the fans of Pride.
いろんな各代表者の協力をも得ないといけ
Giving
ないと思うんですけ
acknowledgement
ど
now
も、
to Mr. Takada.
もし本当にそういう意味で僕と桜庭でしかできない夢の架け橋が実現できたらなと、心の底から思います。ちょっと長くなりましたが、僕からの、気持ちです。ありがとうございました。
Giving thanks to the fans and again that he wants to build a bridge between himself and Sakuraba.
選手も交渉させていただいたんですけど、サクちゃんもタムちゃんもですね、結構頑張って話した方だと思います。いつもですね、
Sakikibara now saying that he's negotiated with both fighters.
3時間4時間ずっと黙り、
And he's tried very hard to bring these two together in the Pride ring.
ってこともね、田村さん何度もありました。はい。でもきっとですね、
that he's reached out so many times to both Sakuraba and
差があると
Tamura.
思いますけど、この2人がこのリングにいる。そして必ず次の世代のプライドで実現する。私はそう信じています。もしその日が来たら、私はですね、観客の皆さんと一緒になって観客席で本当に待ちに待った
Saying that he strongly believes that these two fighters will come together in the Pride ring one day.
必ずみんなの夢をですね、桜庭選手、田村選手、実現させてあげてください。非常に長くなりましたが、この後後半3試合、プライドの勢いは止まりません。最後まで楽しんでいってください。本日はどうもありがとうございました。
Thanking the Pride fans, saying enjoy the rest of Pride 34.
It's hard to explain, but it really is like Rosie O'Donnell and Donald Trump coming together. I mean,
But if people actually were interested,
this is really like, man, it's huge. It's like a divorce. It's like a divorced couple that have not spoken for years and can't stand one another. All of a sudden, coming together over a common ground. This is a huge thing for the Japanese MMA community to have these guys stand in the ring with each other for one, but two, to make it in a Pride ring. This is a huge thing
in Japanese MMA. You know, I know MMA is worldwide. I know there's other countries you have to be concerned with, but this is a very, very huge thing for this. Saku does not left Pride on bad terms, is not very happy with what was going on the whole bit, and then all of a sudden now he's very happy with what's going on and he's willing to come back and fight for Pride again. It's a huge coup for Pride to get them back.
Sakuraba still not revealing the mask because he welled up with tears. I don't think he wants to now.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. You know, when I cried, I prefer to do it in a room by myself. I don't want anybody to see it, so.
The wonderful comments. Nobuhiko Takada, Pride GM, the Pride founder, Nobuyuki Sakikibara. We also heard from the great Sakuraba and the great Tamura, who will come together in the Pride ring. There goes the mask.
Well, it's definitely him. There's no doubt about it.
A true legend.
This is a huge, huge deal in Japanese MMA to have Sakuraba back like this. You know, and hopefully everything pans out. Hopefully we can make this fight happen because it'll be a great fight. It'll be a very competitive fight.
Coming up now, Shinya Aoki versus Brian Lo-A-Njoe. Jiu-Jitsu versus Muay Thai. About 4 of 6, Pride 34. First time ever, Pride live from Japan.
Pride 34, ただいまより本日の第6試合を行います。
And now for the 6th match.
青コーナーよりブライアン・ローアン・ニュー選手の入場です。
We are live at Saitama Super Arena with Frank Trigg. I'm Sean Wheelock.
In the blue corner, from the Netherlands, Brian Lo-A-Njoe.
Pride 34 Kamikaze continues. Our 4th of 6 bouts this evening. Brian Lo-A-Njoe. Parents from Suriname, grandparents from China, lives in Holland. A Muay Thai fighter based in Amsterdam, making his Pride debut. Never easy to make your Pride debut.
No, it's very, very difficult. He's bitten off a little bit more than he can chew. Aoki is just such a tough competitor. Brian's best attribute is the fact that he is so tough. Once he sees that you loop, he sees that he hits you a little bit, he definitely knows how to go for the finish. He definitely knows how to hunt down and get for the finish. He's got great striking power. He loves his knees, but there's a big height difference with these two guys. I don't know if his knees are going to be that effective, but he's got a great leg kick that can sweep you out from off your feet, just by kicking him the thigh level. It's going to be very interesting to see if he can pull it off tonight. If he can get his rhythm, get his pattern, he should be okay. But it's going to be very, very tough for him in his Pride debut tonight.
4, 5, and 3 in professional MMA. Were he to score a victory versus Aoki, this would be a massive upset. Frankie definitely does not want to go to the ground against the submission specialist, Aoki.
And whether he's on top or on the bottom or on the side, or with Aoki, he's so superior. He's by far the best lightweight submission specialist out there right now. Aoki is by far one of the best, if not the best. Brian definitely needs to keep it on his feet. He needs to get inside as quickly as he can because the height difference. Try to bang this guy out and try to knock Aoki down as quickly as possible.
In the
just 23 years old, Shinya Aoki. In case you're wondering, yes, his parents are here sitting ringside tonight to support their son.
You know what, honestly, most parents, my parents don't like the fact when I jumped in MMA, most parents don't like your pro-athletic choice, especially when you're getting hit in the head. His father, of course, wanted more for his son. He wanted his father, his father wanted his son to be a police officer. He was on track to do that. But Shinya Aoki's really true passion for life was to be a fighter. He followed that dream. He's one of the best out there. So as a dad, you really can't yell at him. He's doing okay. You know, he may not be doing what you want him to be doing, but he's doing all right.
Told us his first sport was jiu-jitsu, his second sport was judo, but his sport now is professional MMA, no question. Perfect in 3 Pride fights, 10-2 overall in his MMA career. Very unassuming. Wore the glasses at the press conference, had a scarf pulled up around his mouth. You almost didn't know that he was a fighter there. So quiet.
He's almost more of like a nerdy accountant, a nerdy computer programmer. But then he's so fierce, he's so vicious once he gets in the ring, it's incredible. He really is a tough, tough competitor. Best submissions, very, very flexible, improving his stand-up game with his hand speed. But he uses his stand-up game, he uses his hand speed to just make it so he can take you down and get you to the ground, which is where he's going to beat you up anyway.
これより第6試合を行います。青コーナー170センチ、72.9 キロ。
Brian Lo-A-Njoe, 31, 5'7", 160 pounds in his Pride debut.
赤コーナー180センチ、72.6 キロ。青木
Shinya Aoki, we told you, just 23 years old, truly a rising star in Pride. 5'11", 160 pounds. Moritaka Oshiro is the referee. Like Makoto Takimoto, Frank, wearing the gi into the ring, but he's not going to fight in the gi.
Okay, corner, take corner.
Interesting. I didn't think that Brian was gonna go ahead and shake hands, but
Aoki in the yellow and blue, Lo-A-Njoe in the white. Going for the shoot, missing. Oh, there's the big knee. Aoki caught it. Takedown and into the guard. Big punches from Lo-A-Njoe. Huge punches.
Good striking from his ground and pound, but he needs to get out of this position. Aoki eventually is going to suck him in. He's got to keep his head up, keep postured up just like he is. He's got to get this guard broken and get back to his feet.
Aoki in the full guard. Oh, he took that right hand. That right hand, too.
Geez.
Split his lip. Aoki is cut, Frank.
Wow, I don't know if that happened from the ground and pound or if it happened that knee that he caught, the very first knee that he caught. Oh, jeez.
Lo-A-Njoe surprising so far.
Good explosive position, nice flying knees. That was a scouting report on him, but he did have some good flying knees. He's been using them effectively, although this one got caught and he got put on his back.
We'll see what the Muay Thai fighter can do from his back.
Needs to push away. Holding a guy like Aoki on top, he's not going to do any good. He needs to take both hands and start pushing away.
Lo-A-Njoe now into the half guard.
Aoki making his passes. He has foot flipped up over that thigh. He's getting ready to, oh, nice reversal, but not a good position. Right to the armbar.
There's the armbar. Does Lo-A-Njoe have an escape? Trying to punch his way out of it. He is caught. That's the tap.
That's it. That's it. I couldn't even see the tap. Both his hands were caught.
Wow. I believe it was a verbal submission because, as you said, his hands were caught.
Both hands were caught underneath. He had no place to go with his hands. I'm completely surprised. I didn't see the tap. I couldn't even call it because both his hands were caught underneath. But Aoki is so quick, so flexible, made that roll over right to that armbar. He did a great job. Aoki is one of the best guys in the lightweight division. He's going to give a lot of guys fits, whether it's Takimoto, whether it's Sakuraba, or whoever he fights in the lightweight division. He's definitely going to be a guy that's going to be able to bang guys out and be able to, submit them very, very quickly.
Lo-A-Njoe to that point had done very, very well, and then caught in that armbar. 1 minute 33 seconds of round number 1. Aoki with the submission, now perfect 4-0 in Pride, and devastating on the ground.
Absolutely one of my favorite fighters to watch right now in MMA today is Shinya Aoki. He really is, and he caught this knee right on his chest as he steps in, but he's so exciting. I love watching his style of fighting. And if you notice, he couldn't get the takedown there, so he submitted and decided to go back to his back. Here, he gets the takedown and knee sweeps him to the top position, although later on he does get reversed, immediately rolls up into this armbar. Look at the flexibility, and I'm completely impressed and amazed at how quick he rolls with this stuff. And he gets to these submission positions because of his flexibility in his lower back and his legs, and when he gets there, he's so fierce with it, he doesn't let go. He's absolutely positive that the ref is gonna stop it. Once these legs are over, he's blocking the knee, gets his shoulder in front so he can't get knee in the head anymore, extends his body out, you see him start to extend down, and there, a complete submission.
Lo-A-Njoe definitely a verbal submission because he simply couldn't tap, as you said correctly, Frank.
It surprised me. I was watching the monitor, I was looking at the ring, and I missed it entirely.
Aoki telling the fans thank you for coming tonight.
今日も皆さんの心強い応援のおかげで無事一本勝ちすることができました。5月からの
Saying that with their strong support, he was able to win this match.
優勝できるように頑張ります。応援よろしくお願いします。
The applause because saying that he will do his best to win the lightweight Pride tournament, which will happen in May. Shinya Aoki, definitely a star in the making.
You know what, honestly, if you look at the lightweight division, you look at the different guys, even if you have a UFC, versus Pride, bring the best lightweight guys in for the lightweight division, and they're it's going to be at 160. So you have to figure out which guys are bringing in. He submits every guy to bring in. Like anybody that comes in from the other organization, he submits every guy. He can definitely submit, Gomi, he can submit Sakurai. The question is he going to be able to hit and be as functioning on his top? As you see here, look how quick that leg pops over the face. Look how tight it is once he gets his knees are pinched together. He gets that shoulder in front, and then now he extends out. There he has the armbar, and both hands are locked up. He can't stop the fight. Brian can't tap out physically. He has to tap out verbally. And just look at his flexibility. Now you look at his body, he's very, very strong, and he's very, very flexible. This is a guy that the lightweight division is going to be, that is someone that you really have to be cautious of. The only way you can really beat him, you're not going to be allowed to submit him. You have to beat him in decision or have to knock him out using your hand.
Aoki hugging his father. Shinya Aoki submitting Brian Lo-A-Njoe in impressive fashion, a minute 33 into round number 1.
What kind of animal have you fought?
Lions, girl. Giraffes, elephants, all kinds.
What's your favorite food?
My favorite food? Rabbits.
Jungle fighting and being my. I train in the jungle because you know these American style.
Esse aqui é o meu estilo de vida, é onde eu preparo a minha mente diariamente e é onde eu sinto que eu estou preparado para qualquer luta que vier. Eu acho que o mais importante é o que está dentro, né? Não é o que está fora.
Use my jungle technique to get rid of him, so.
I'm stronger than all of them, so none of them is. Agora o próximo passo é o próximo evento, é o que eu estou mais preocupado.
Arona, 182センチ、93キロ。Sokoudjou!
22 years old, 6 foot tall, 205 pounds. You see the record, 1-0 in Pride. This is just his 5th ever MMA fight, 3-1 as a professional. Ricardo Arona is 28, of course from Brazil. 13-4 overall in MMA, 8-3 in Pride, 5'11", 204 pounds. Sokoudjou, an inch taller, 1 pound heavier. But yet you would think Arona's the stronger man.
Just because of time of event, time of MMA, time in the ring. We're going to see what happens right now.
Arona, of course, in the black trunks. Sokoudjou in the red trunks. Daisuke Noguchi is the referee. Round number 1. Sokoudjou fainting.
Interesting filling out process. I thought one of them at least would step in and try to do something very, very quickly.
That's a big, powerful right-footed kick from Sokoudjou. Kick right back from Arona.
Those kicks will do damage later. As the longer the fight goes, the more it's going to, less leg movement Arona's going to have. They're high enough right now in his thigh that you don't have to really worry about checking him. And if you check him, it's going to be shin on shin, and that could hurt one guy just as much as the other. So right now, I think Arona's doing a good job of just taking that kick for the moment, but he couldn't take too many more of them. 3 or 4 more of them, he's going to have to start checking them for sure.
Very cautious start to this fight from both men, Sokoudjou and Arona.
Arona eventually is going to get frustrated and step in. That's his MO. Give him another 30 seconds or so, he's going to step inside very, very quickly. Try to at least tie up.
Took 3 seconds instead of 30. That's a good call, Frank. Arona working on the takedown, working on the right leg.
Sokoudjou got great balance on his feet, obviously from his judo background. Knows how to stay out of this kind of stuff. But Arona is so tough when he ties up on his leg. It gets him this single leg. He definitely knows how to stay in there. He'll hunt it down, he'll force his way in there. Very, very strong, both competitors.
Body shots from Sokoudjou. Arona has his rib cage exposed. Working on the head now of Arona.
Oh, right. What's up? Oh, he's down, he's on. That's it. It's over. Sokoudjou pulls the upset. He knocks out Ricardo Arona. Can you believe it? He pulls off the biggest upset tonight thus far. He knocks out Ricardo Arona with an uppercut. After that, split off the single leg takedown. What a great way to be punching. In less than 2 minutes, he knocks out Ricardo Arona. Terry pulls the upset. Absolutely amazing.
Begin the coronation, because Sokoudjou is the new superstar of MMA. 2 wins, that's not a fluke.
He's knocked both guys out with heavy hands. One guy, he exploded into it. The second guy, he took his time, he found his spot, he knocks him out. Sokoudjou is here, and he's a factor at the 205-pound weight class in the world of MMA.
Sokoudjou is a judo player. He's not meant to be able to kick or punch. Arona absolutely stunned. It was the uppercut that landed from Sokoudjou which finished the fight. right there.
Severe, straight right-handed uppercut, splits right through the hands, puts Arona down, gets kicked in the head, referee steps in for fighter safety, stops this fight, but he's out. You see how his body drops, how his head snaps back, and puts him down on the canvas. Game, set, match. Absolutely incredible.
No argument from Ricardo Arona in your mind? Good stoppage?
Good stoppage. You know, of course, you're gonna fight, you're gonna argue, you're gonna want to be like, look, I was still in the game, I was still fighting, but good stoppage by the referee. Incredible work. Sokoudjou definitely let in with that right, with that uppercut, right uppercut. He knew he was throwing it, he knew he was gonna make contact with it. That was a great punch, an incredible finish. And I said earlier, if there's gonna be a big upset of the night, it was gonna be this fight. Obviously, Terry proved me right once again.
Technically, that uppercut is not meant to land with that effectiveness. His legs were all over this shot, but there's tremendous power in the upper body.
Now, remember, too, you have to understand, Sean, he's only 22 years old. This kid's got a long time left in this game.
Sokoudjou 2-0 in Pride. Knockouts versus Antonio Rogerio Nogueira, and now Ricardo Arona.
That's
amazing.
all I know for now, but I'll learn tomorrow. Anyway, I want to thank my team, Dan Henderson, Mayhem, Dr. Parson, Baby Vinny, Chonan, and Big Steve here. Without them, I will not be here today. Also, all the fans here at Saitama Arena. It's a beautiful place. Can I move out here? Can I stay here? Just give me a tree house, because I'm not used to those them houses, okay?
今日本語はこんにちはしか言えませんけれども、でもこれからも本当に皆さんありがとう。チームの皆さん、アメリカン、ミーハン、ドクター・パンソン、それから長蘭選手、今日は一緒に戦ってくれて、日本の皆さんは最高です。
Is Arona mad at himself or mad at the stoppage?
Mad at himself. He split his hands, gave him a spot. He wasn't aggressive, didn't step in and try to take it to Terry right away. A guy like Terry, you have to get after him right away. No one's doing it.
First of all, I will thank Mr. Saki Kibara for giving me a chance to fight for Pride. And thank you. Arigato. Dozo.
本当に榊原さん、どうもありがとうございました。プライドで戦うチャンスをくれてありがとうございました。
All right, thank you, Japan. Thank you, Tokyo, Saitama. Sayonara.
本当に日本の皆さん、東京の皆さん、埼玉の皆さん、ありがとう。
皆様、素晴らしい戦いを見せて、素晴らしい勝利を収めた
Frank Aoki and Sokoudjou, the two next big stars in MMA.
You know what? This raises an interesting thing. He's now the #1 contender at 205. Dan Henderson is the champ at 205. Dan Henderson is his training partner. The reason why he got into MMA was because he had to help Dan get trained for a fight. He got into MMA because he had to start training with Dan. If you take a look, he's elbowing and he's throwing hammer fists, not elbowing, and as soon as Ricardo lets go, Ricardo takes a step back and steps straight out, giving Terry the shot to get that uppercut and split his hands, to put him unconscious. Obviously, see the great celebration at the end of it. Terry did a great job once again, proving that all you have to do is have some will and determination, and you can really pull a lot of these fights off by stepping in and believing in your technique and your style. And Sokoudjou really believes in his technique and his style. And so he steps through all the time. All his punching, his kicking, his throws, everything are getting much better.
The right uppercut obviously turned the fight in favor of Sokoudjou, but he didn't stand and admire it. He then followed up with the right hand.
And that's a smart thing. Once you put a guy down, as he says hi there to Mr. Sakuraba, as you hit a guy, you have to follow him up with other things. You can't just do one thing, two things. Sometimes you do 3 or 4 things, and Terry did a bunch of things right after. He did a great job. I'm really happy for him.
Coming up, our main event of the evening, Pride versus UFC. Kazuyuki Fujita versus Jeff Monson, and we'll be joined ringside by 2 belt holder at Pride, Dan Henderson.
How's it going, guys?
It was doing good. You sat down next to me.
Why, now you're not the prettiest guy on the table?
Not anymore. I was, not anymore.
Wow, all I have to say right now is wow.
And how happy are you for Terry? But here's a raised interesting question.
More with Dan Henderson, the Pride welterweight middleweight champion. We'll talk about the victory of his protege, Sokoudjou. Coming up, our main event, Fujita versus Monson, Pride versus UFC. This is Pride 34 Kamikaze.
Pride 34、ただいまより本日の最終試合を行います。
And now for the 8th and final match.
青コーナーよりジェフ・モンソン選手の入場です。
Chosen to represent the UFC, Jeff Monson, two-time Abu Dhabi submission wrestling champion. This is Pride debut. 22-6 overall in MMA, 4-3 in UFC. Losses to Tim Sylvia and Chuck Liddell, both by decision.
Jeff Monson. He and I are the same height, but not the same weight. Jeff is, like I said before, he's one of the best submission guys out there. He's definitely a guy that can control the submission game. He's very, very smart. He's a PhD in psychology. He's a guy that's very learned. He understands the fight game from the inside and from the out. Not a very good striker, but can control the pace of the fight by forcing you to have to play his game, which is his grappling game. He'll get a takedown, force you on the ground, and tie you up, and push you around, and hold you down when he needs to. He'll make you tired that way. I personally think this fight's going to go to a decision, but we have to see what happens.
That's Frank Trigg. I'm Sean Wheelock. We're joined ringside by Dan Henderson, Pride welterweight and middleweight champion. Dan, you have to be excited about this bout.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is history just getting started right now. You know, it's UFC versus Pride. You know, it's just a taste of what's going to happen this next year.
Now, real quick before we start, Dan, you hold 2 belts. Obviously, we're going to have UFC versus Pride. Who you want to fight, Anderson Silva or Chuck Liddell? Do you want to fight for 185 or do you want to fight for 205 if they make you choose one?
Well, no disrespect to Anderson Silva, but I love the bigger challenges, and that bigger challenge is Chuck Liddell.
So, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Dan Henderson, if he has to choose one, he wants to fight Chuck Liddell, but it's his right. He should be able to fight for both because he owns both belts.
Yeah, and, you know, Chuck Liddell has a tough fight ahead of him right now. He may not have that belt, you know.
As you hear the Pride entrance music, this is the Pride theme music. As Fujita pokes his head out from behind the column, wearing a Pride shirt. Fujita is what most fighters and most fans consider Mr. Pride.
Kazuyuki Fujita, 36 years old. He's a wrestler with incredibly heavy hands. 7-3 in Pride, 14-5 overall in his professional MMA career. Trained by the great Antonio Inoki. Very much an Inoki-type fighter. Talking about what a great honor it is to be chosen to represent Pride versus Monson in UFC.
You know, for Fujita, it's a huge thing. He's always considered himself the Pride guy, the Mr. Pride. And now he has a chance to prove it by being in the first main event bout of Pride versus UFC on Pride soil here in Tokyo at Saitama Super Arena. This is a big thing for Fujita. He's so happy they asked him to make it happen. He truly thinks he's going to knock Monson out.
Jeff Monson, 36 years old, 5'9", 235 pounds. A true hero in Japan, Kazuyuki Fujita, 6 foot, 239 pounds, 36 years old.
I honestly couldn't call this fight, you know, who would win. This is just such a great and close matchup, I think.
Very, very close fight. Either one would not be an upset or a disappointment if either guy won. Very, very evenly matched. To be honest with you, one of the most evenly matched MMA fights I've seen in a very long time.
Again, the rules of the Pride ring. Maximum of 20 minutes. First round, the maximum of 10. Rounds 2 and 3, maximum of 5 minutes. Of course, no attacks to the eyes, the spine, or the groin.
I'm wondering who's going to have the better takedowns here. They're both wrestlers in the past.
Yuji Shimada, the referee. Fujita, of course, in the white trunks. Monson in the camouflage and black trunks.
Fujita has the better hands. I think Fujita has the better technical takedowns, but I think Monson has the better MMA-style takedowns, scrambling takedowns, and gets you to the ground and puts you in a position where he wants you to be.
Absolutely. I know Monson's much better on the ground than Fujita.
Traditionally, the longer the fight goes, the better it is for Fujita. He's always in great shape.
Windmill right hand, did not find the mark.
He was throwing that one to do some damage.
Look a little bit like Dan Henderson.
Shooting the double leg is Monson. Fujita going right to work with the armbar. Oh, big punch to the back of the head, the hammer fist to the back of the head of Monson from Fujita.
Monson's so tenacious, holding on to those ankles, trying to fight for this takedown.
Fujita giving his back. Here comes the choke from Monson. Doesn't have it cinched.
Got both hooks in, he's holding on tight. It's a lot of weight up there. It's a lot of body strength Monson's having to use to hold himself up here. What Monson needs to do is try to get Fujita to the ground. Fujita's doing a good job. Keep him up, because of forcing a guy to use his weight, use his own arm strength to hold him up, he's got to get his feet. As you see Monson put his feet to the ground, he's got to get his arms off, because it's a lot of bicep strength holding yourself up here.
Good takedown by Monson. Going in again, look for the north-south choke.
Good
now in the north-south.
Wondering if Monson's really used to knees on the ground here.
We're going to find out very quickly, because I think Fujita's in a good position here to start throwing a couple. Let's see what happens if he throws one or two in here.
Fujita can get to the north-south, instead from the side, the right knee.
No, absolutely not. It's you know, he doesn't want to be down there on the ground.
Yeah, that's one of the things why I think that all rules should have knees on the ground, because if you get a bad shot, it forces you to have to maneuver if you get a knee in the head. You can't just sit here and hold on and just kind of stall out.
I've been saying that for years, that the UFC needs to add knees on the ground.
It's one of the things that I really believe it, you know, that should be added to the game. Knees on the ground forces guys to have to function and be better fighters.
Absolutely. If you know they're coming, they're not a huge risk. You're not going to stay there.
Exactly, and you're not going to put yourself in a position to get knee in the face and have to worry about getting cut or getting knocked out. There's very few times you see big knees in that position.
Big kick from Fujita.
Barely missed his face on that one.
Yuji Shimada, the head referee of Pride, standing both fighters up.
Monson's looking a little bit tired, but he typically does that in a lot of fights, just looks that way and keeps going somehow.
Yeah, it's weird. There's a lot of fighters out there that tend to look like they're very exhausted. Like a lot of times in your early fights, Dan, you used to look really, really tired, and you weren't at all. It was like you were pushing the pace all the way through to the 20th minute. I think Monson may be one of those candidates where he just looks tired, but he's really not.
I knew you were going to lump me in with that when I made that comment.
Fujita getting the better of things so far. Representing Pride, Jeff Monson representing UFC. First of what we assume are many Pride v UFC contests.
Oh, Fujita doing a good job keeping his hips down.
Good job of blocking that wide right hand from Monson. Shooting the double leg.
Nice sprawl. He's got a great traditional style, you know, old style, folk style sprawl, and it's working very well for Fujita because Monson's not setting his takedowns up.
Fujita throwing the kicks with the wrestling shoes. Fans absolutely adore Fujita here at the Saitama Super Arena, all throughout Tokyo, all throughout Japan. Monson again stood up.
Yeah, Monson, I don't know if he's used to the crowds quite this big. This is a packed house, and you know, a little bit different being in the ring rather than in the cage, and rules are a little bit different.
I gotta be honest with you, I've fought for both organizations. I've been to big shows. When you fight in front of a packed house of 17,000, when you fight in a packed house of 42,000, it's totally different. It's a complete different vibe. It's a complete different feel.
Yeah, I'm wondering, I think the biggest challenge for the guys coming over in the UFC is this 10-minute first round.
Yeah, trying to learn how to maintain that pace, because that 1 minute break at 5 minutes really helps you out quite a bit. It gives you that breathing, gets you reset.
Yeah, you'd probably know more about that than most, having done both organizations.
And it's tough, man. I gotta be honest with you. First time you do that 10-minute round, man, it's hard. You're not used to it. Even if you train for it, you're still not ready for it.
Right. I know almost nothing else except for my last 2 fights, which I gotta admit that was nice to have those only 5 minutes.
Monson trying to get the back of Fujita.
He's got it again. Let's see what he can do with it this time. Great takedown. He really hunted down and really went after that single leg to get to this position. Let's hope he can finish something here.
Went for the body lock, though, instead of the rear naked choke. Now the hammer fist down on Fujita.
Fujita, very, very strong chin. We call him Iron Head for a reason. He's got a little thicker skull than most people. How? I don't know, but he has it.
He's got a big head, too. It's probably pretty heavy with that thick skull.
5.5 minutes into this 10-minute round number 1. No fight tonight has escaped round number 1. Could this be the first? This is our main event. Fujita versus Monson. Pride versus UFC. Monson trying to get the hooks in, then let it go.
Good job on Fujita. Keep his knees in. See how his knees are tight to his body. Keep his elbows back. Not giving Monson space to get those hooks in.
Taking a little breather, and he's going to explode up probably here.
Hammer fist again with the right hand from Monson. Dan, what's Fujita looking to do here? Is he just stalling?
Well, I think he's looking to catch his breath a little bit and not be in too bad a position, but being there a little too long, it's letting Monson just slowly creep up into better position. Now he's getting to be in trouble here.
See, Monson's so strong and so good at these positions. That's it. He got caught in a rear naked choke.
Sneaky by Monson. Slipped in the choke.
Monson doing a great job of sliding in. The first debut of UFC versus Pride goes UFC 1, Pride 0.
Yep, score 1 for the UFC on that one.
It's good to see that, those bouters came together. Jeff did a good job. He really hunted after, forced issues, pushed himself as hard as he could and as much as he could, and then just found a way to finally stick himself in it. But you're right, Dan. Fujita made the mistake of staying in that position a little bit too long and allowing Monson to start getting space and start sticking himself in. And once a guy like Monson, who's a good submission guy, gets a little bit of a hole, he's going to make a bigger hole and finish it off.
Yeah, I think absolutely. Fujita's used to countering that position with his hard head, letting guys hit him a little bit while he rests, and probably isn't used to guys that are as good at submissions on the ground on top of him like that.
Monson, the victor of the main event here at Pride 34 Kamikaze. 6 minutes, 37 seconds of round number 1. Submission via the choke.
You see him as he slides it in. He's just working it in. And Jeff is such a strong guy. Upper torso, if he gets a little bit in, he can force stuff in. As they roll, he squeezed a little bit harder. You see it popped underneath, slid right underneath Fujita's chin, and now it's complete pressure, not only cutting off the blood supply to his brain, but also doing a trachea crush at the same time, because Jeff is so strong. Once he slides it in there, it's almost bicep curling his throat.
Getting the hooks in, no chance for Fujita, Dan.
Yeah, once he got his hooks in, it's real tough to get out of that position, and Monson already had the lock around the neck. It was just a matter of locking in the hips.
Good job by Jeff Monson. He said he couldn't train as hard for this as he wanted to. He had a couple injuries, but obviously things worked out for him.
Yeah, absolutely. He looked really good in his fight.
The two-time Abu Dhabi Submission Wrestling Champion, victorious in his Pride debut over Kazuyuki Fujita. Guys, Monson at times, early in that round number 1, was certainly in trouble. Perhaps did Fujita just gas?
I don't think Fujita gassed. I think Dan was right in saying he's used to just using his hard head and forcing people to have to move. And what they'll do is, because of Pride rules, they're used to kneeing guys in the head. They'll come back on front to try to knee him, and he'll get in a scramble, get the single leg, and get out of the way. Where in this position, Jeff isn't looking to come out in front and knee you in the face. He's looking to go ahead and try to submit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he just hung out way too long in that position resting, and when he wanted to move, it was too late. Couldn't do it.
Dan, while we have you, we want to talk about what you have coming up, but also talk about Terry Sokoudjou. He's your protege, 2 wins in Pride, and I think he is the new star now of MMA.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he is just an animal. In the room, he's the hardest working guy we got, and he's out there just showing exactly what he does. He doesn't go out there and do something he's not. He's really good on his feet with the strikes, and his takedowns are great. And I think the biggest problem right there that Arona did was try and take him down. You know.
Now, all the Pride fighters now coming into the ring. Dan, so what's next for you?
Well, I got to get up there and be in the ring, they're telling me. So it was a pleasure having you guys have me here.
Quickly, your next fight. Who are we going to see?
You know, I don't know. I'd love to fight at 205 against the UFC champion, whoever that might be.
All right, Dan, we'll see you, buddy.
That's
Thanks,
Dan
man.
Henderson,
Thanks,
Pride welterweight and middleweight champion.
There's every single Pride fighter up there except for me at this point, because I got a little job I got to do down here still. But I mean, we're talking every guy that's ever been that has been a part of Pride for the last 10 years is up there now, just doing the last hurrah for the crew, for the crowd. You know, up there right now, Abe's up there, and of course all the guys that fought tonight. Masaki's making his way into the ring right now. Gobaka's making his way into the ring. There's every fight you can possibly see. Kevin Randleman right there, and Kiss the Cows in there, and Aoki had a great fight tonight. Obviously, you know, Aoki did a great job. Just amazed with him still. You know, this is kind of, you know, for these fighters, a lot of these guys have been around since the very beginning with Sakuraba, have been around this and a part of this whole ordeal, and now they got to kind of find out, are they still going to be, you know, working in the new organization? Is still going to be around? Is still going to be part of, you know, fighting championships? And it's really, if you look at these guys, you're looking at, I can't count, but 10 or 11 different championships. You know, a dozen or so Abu Dhabi championships in that ring right now. You know, how many different, you know, championships from other organizations that came over to us. There's a lot of talent in that ring right now, and they all fight for Pride.
Pride Decade, only on pay-per-view, April 28th. The greatest moments over the history of the Pride Fighting Championship. It's the story of Pride. Not only some of the greatest moments in Pride, some of the greatest moments in the history of mixed martial arts.
Yeah, it really shows that, you know, the evolution of mixed martial arts from the very beginning 10 years ago to the very start with Pride. We actually get to see the evolution. You know, I was a part of it because I fought back in Pride 8 and once again in Pride 33, so I was part of that evolution. You know, at the very end, but a lot of guys that like Shoji's been a part of it, Don Frye's been a part of it from the very beginning and never stopped. Vegeta's been a part of it. Coleman and Randleman have been a part of it from the very beginning and have never stopped being a part of it. So they actually got to see the progression from the inside the entire time. And it's amazing to see what's really gone on and how the fight game and the mixed martial arts game in the world has really come to a whole new head.
And again, this is history, the conclusion of Pride 34, the final Pride under DSE.
Looks like Dan Henderson's getting ready to speak a little bit to the crowd.
Very good show tonight. The fighters put on one of the best fight shows in a long time. There's some great fights, no decisions, all knockouts or submissions. So it's always got to be more entertaining for the fans.
今日は本当に良い試合の連続でした。こんなにいい試合の連続っていうのは久々だったんじゃないでしょうか。判定はなし、全部ノックアウトか1本でした。皆さん本当にいい試合ありがとう。
And I'm sure that the fighters tried to do a little bit extra exciting for Mr. Sakakibara's final show. Congratulations, Mr. Sakakibara.
今日は榊原さんの主催の最後の大会ということで、みんな 100% 以上の力を出し切ったんだと思います。その意味で榊原さん、おめでとうございます。
こんにちは。こんにちは。お久しぶりです。またしっかり練習していい試合できるように頑張ります。
Takanori Gomi saying it's been a while.
これからも盛り上がっていくと思います。 また遊びに来てください。
Of course, the Pride lightweight champion.
Boa noite a todos.
Shogun Rua.
Acho que teve um grande show hoje e com certeza o Pride mais uma vez mostrou que é um grande evento, é o melhor do mundo com certeza. Queria parabenizar o Sakakibara pelo show e obrigado a todos.
どうもありがとうございます。そしてプライドは世界で一番素晴らしいイベントだと思います。
Thank you very much.
私は榊原さんにありがとうと言いたいです。そして皆さんありがとうございます。
It's saying the Pride is the best MMA competition in the world.
まず榊原さん、お疲
Kazuyuki
れ様でした。
Fujita.
プライドは今日まで、榊原社長をはじめ、たくさんのファンの方々に支えられて、ここまで来ることができたと思っております。皆さん本当にありがとうございました。
Saying the Pride has been supported by the fans tonight.
新しい、プライドの形を僕もその一人として、もっともっと大きく成長させていけたらなと思ってます。
Saying this is the start now of Pride's new generation.
皆さんこれからもプライドを応援よろしくお願いします。
Closing comments, please keep supporting Pride. Mark the Hammer Coleman.
I guess you're going to have the old man talk now.
ちょっとね、年の若い順からこの年ぐらいの後ろで話す順番になりました。
It's been a great 10 years. Dream Stage truly is number one. Mr. Sakuraba, you have made all of our fighters' dreams come true. You created this stage for all of us to shine or fail. Thank you. We all love you.
皆さん、この10年間、本当にドリームステージはずっとナンバーワンでした。榊原さんが選手の夢を叶えてくれました。榊原さんはたとえ負けても選手が光るこの舞台を提供してくれました。本当にどうもありがとうございました。
The great Vanderlei Silva now.
こんばんは。Hoje está sendo dia histórico. Eu estou muito feliz de poder estar aqui e, em nome de todos os lutadores, agradecer tudo que o Mr. Sakakibara fez por todos nós. Ele, sem dúvida nenhuma, criou o maior evento do mundo para que todos nós pudéssemos trabalhar.
今日は本当に素晴らしい歴史的な日だったと思います。私ではとても幸せです。そして榊原さんに選手みんなを代表してこのプライドに感謝したいと思います。このイベントは本当に世界最高のイベントです。
E nós vamos continuar nos esforçando para fazer com que o
thanking
Pride
Mr.
continue sendo
Sakakibara.
o melhor evento.
Saying this is the best MMA organization in the world.
これからも進化していくためにも努力し続けます。
E eu me orgulho muito de ter você
Saying that
como meu
he's going to
presidente
do
por
his
todos
best
esses
to
anos.
improve the sport of MMA.
これまでの長い年月の間、あなたを社長にしてそして私たちはとても幸せでした。
Sakakibara, arigatou.
Pride founder
本当に
Nobuyuki
時間の
Sakakibara.
経つのは早いものでですね、本当にプライドは生き物で、まあ人生もそうですけど、一瞬一瞬がですね、
Saying the time
もう
flies,
戻る
but
ことがないし、
Pride is truly like a
この
living thing,
34 この
changing every
みんな
minute,
と
every
共に過
second.
ごせたこの空間ももうしばらくしたら幕を閉じます。ただプライドはですね、歩みをやめません。ここにいる
Saying that his time with Pride and the fans is going away, but that Pride never stops.
10年戦ってくれたいいものを作ろうっていう思いだけで一緒に歩んでくれた、ドクターの皆さん、レフェリーの皆さん、そして本当にこう運営本部でですね、
Thanking all the fighters over the last 10 years, the referees, the doctors,
くれたスタッフ、本当に僕は誇りに思ってます。
the behind the scenes crew.
何を言って皆さんにお礼をしたらいいか分かりませんが、これからのプライドもですね、
You cannot thank them enough.
ファンの皆さんに支
Thanking
えられ
everybody.
て大きくなっていくと思います。どうかこれまで通り、そしてこれまで以上にですね、
Saying Pride will continue to grow with their support, the fans, and please continue supporting Pride.
ファイターたちに皆さんの応援をよろしくお願いします。そして、最後に本当ここまでですね、特に2006年 一つの企業の社長としては辛いことがたくさんありました。個人的にも辛い思いもいっぱいしました。でもそんな時に本当に支えてくれた、皆さんにですね、心から感謝をしたいと思います。10年間、一度も放送をやめることなく
Thanking to everybody who supported him over the tough times.
コミュニケーションさん、スカッパーさん、本当にありがとうございました。そして今サムライ TV の社長であります。
Thanking the television networks who have broadcast Pride over the last 10 years.
本当にありがとうございました。そして、一番辛い時にですね、自ら率先してこのプライドのリングに
Thanking Sky Perfect
社名を入
TV
れ
in
てですね
Japan.
応援してくれた、ドン・キホーテの安田会長、本当にありがとうございました。そしてドワンゴの川上会長、本当にありがとうございました。
Mr. Sakakibara thanking all of the Pride sponsors over the last decade.
いろんな形で支えていただきました京楽産業の榎本社長、そして、大都議研の、木原社長、そして、J6 のココ社長、そして、M アップの三藤社長、本当にありがとうございました。あと本当に僕名古屋の出身でですね、名古屋に
Thanking all of the sponsors of Pride over the last 10 years.
東京で頑張ってきたんですけども、本当に昔から名古屋でですね、一緒に仕事をする中で成長してこれたワックスジャパンの野村会長、本当にありがとうございました。本当にまだまだたくさんお名前を出してですね、この場で御礼を申し上げたいんですが、本当に今日までありがとうございました。そしてまたどこかで皆さんにお会いでき
Thanking
る
the
日があれ
people
ば
of Nagoya, his hometown.
幸せだなと思います。
Saying that he hopes to see the people of his hometown again.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Saying that he wants to thank all of the fighters.
Great honor.
Hopes to see all the Pride fans again one day.
I'm very happy.
Saying that this is not the end of Pride. Prophetic words, Frank. Not the end of Pride. The end of an era, perhaps, but certainly not the end of Pride FC.
It's going to be interesting to see, like I said before, what's going to happen as things get further progress and how things will go.
Thanking the fans for their support over the last 10 years. Thanking Mr. Sakakibara.
たった今からスイッチを入れ替えて、これからですね、また10年間皆さんと共にこのプライドを一緒にですね、ファイター、関係者、そして最高のサポーターである皆さんと共に、ファンの皆さんと共にですね、一緒に成長、そして育てていきたいというふうに思っております。よろしくお願いします。では、もうプライドの戦いは、新しい戦いは始まってます。次は5月の20日。
Saying he wants to bring Pride and UFC together, that the new fights have already started.
新しい
In May, the Pride Lightweight Grand Prix.
開けてください。よろしくお願いします。ライト級グランプリ
Asking the fans to open up a new era with the Pride Lightweight Grand Prix in May.
That was, you know, you got to understand for these guys, man, they're giving up a company that they've worked and built from the ground up, forced it to happen, forced it in the dark days to come together, brought the best fighters in the world. Every major fighter that's top of the list has come through Pride, every single one. And they are just proving that, you know, how good they are, how incredible they can make things happen. And then now they're having to, you know, they're giving up one of their babies, one of their children. They're kind of worried about it, you know?
That's an amazing scene in the Pride ring here at Saitama Super Arena. The conclusion of Pride 34 Kamikaze. And again, the end of an era for Pride. The final show under DSE, led by Mr. Sakakibara, but not the end of Pride, Frank.
That's going to be built up. Hopefully it's going to come up bigger, stronger, better. We'll start having better fighters in it. And we'll see what, you know, in the next couple of years, the next couple of matches, we'll see what goes on and how well and how fast and how strong everything will be
And I think the fighters are going to get even better, and the match are going to be even more exciting to watch.
UFC versus Pride. We'll see many more of those. 1-0 to UFC. Jeff Monson defeating Kazuyuki Fujita by choke. 6 minutes, 37 seconds. The submission coming in round number 1. And the stunner. This is the fight above the other 5 that everyone in the MMA world will be talking about. Sokoudjou knocking out at minute 59 into round number 1. Ricardo Arona. There is a new star in MMA.
He did a great job. Like I said, if there was going to be an upset, he was going to do it. He had complete faith in his style, his team, and his training, and now he made it happen. He is really, really good, and he's now a force to be reckoned with.
Frank, your final thoughts, the conclusion of Pride 34 Kamikaze.
You know, I got to tell you what, the way that this thing ended, I would, you know, it makes me upset that I can't make 160 pounds and fight in a lightweight tournament in May, and I see that this coming on as quickly and as fast as possible. I see Pride coming back even better. Pride Decade on pay-per-view April 28th. For Pride Vice President and our executive producer, Jerry Millen, for my broadcast partner, Frank Trigg, I'm Sean Wheelock. Thanks for watching Pride 34 Kamikaze.